Welcome to Late Night Chat with JT and Nico, episode 259. That's how we used to say it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Talk to these niggas, gang. Look. Hey, yo, it be at least 10 niggas shot every week. Get out of the streets, this ain't a game, this shit not for the weak. Just say your mama the grief. Young niggas turn you to a pack, smoke you out of a leaf. Fiends shooting in her toe knuckle, she nodding asleep. I accomplished a bunch of shit that's way out of your reach, and I'm still not at my peak. Screaming on the label, all of them budgets gotta increase. My project complete. Yeah. Look, if it ain't a spade, it's a bottle of clique. Kalamata olives inside of my Greek. You know the motto, make $1 million.
Kalamala Olives. Got that Greek
Make
olives.
$1 million
Kalamata
repeat.
Olives. I like how he said he has to throw out the Kalamata Olives.
Bro, he wrote, he rhymed it. That's all that matters, bro.
I'm just surprised that he threw that into a rhyme. Kalamata Olives. Oh, yeah. That's how we do
we
around
got
here. That's how we do.
some.
When I'm here, we start on time.
That's a thing. We have to show that we have to teach the co-hosts how to really do it.
So
No,
lead by example here.
I was actually waiting for him online, man, which was weird today.
Oh boy.
Usually it's the other way around.
I know. Well, welcome back. Here we are.
Welcome
And
back. Hey, I had a quick
go ahead.
question. How come in that video with Conway,
I haven't
right?
watched it yet. I only watched
Oh.
the clip. I haven't watched the
But
video.
regardless of Kanye talking, regardless, okay,
Yeah.
okay. How come you don't really see his teeth? You just see his mouth looks like wide open on one
He's got
side.
fucking paralysis. Like in
I
his
know,
face.
I get it, but
What do you want?
he can really rhyme, man. Considering,
Yeah,
like,
I
who
know.
can rhyme
I know you're not the
Kalamata?
problem. Oh, I know he can still rhyme. He squeaks those words out with only using half of his mouth.
It just comes out of there.
I'm really impressed that he fucking threw Kalamata Olives in his right.
That's what I mean, bro.
Oh man, I don't know how he pulled that one off, but hey,
Hey,
but yeah, we're
it
back.
worked.
We're back. That's
It
the
worked. That was a shout out for the Greeks.
That's that's what new Joyner song, right? With Conway the Machine, of course. Sticks and Stones off the new upcoming album, which comes out next week? I think next Friday. Is it next?
11
Yeah,
days or
the
10 days.
22nd, I think it comes out on or something like that. Because what albums now drop? Oh
Uh,
yeah, no, it is on a Friday. This one, yeah. So I think it's next Friday, not this Friday. Next Friday.
Next Friday.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna be good about that one? I love it with the Spotify how you pre-save it, right? Like it's almost like you're pre-ordering it or
Yeah.
you're actually so that you're like
You're
one of the
flagging
first in
it.
line to down. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're one of the first in line to flag and download it, right?
Yeah.
It's the funniest way. Even though you would think it would work
Yeah.
regardless, I guess maybe overloads with the systems at that moment could fuck up stuff, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, that one's called Not Now. I'm busy, right? That's is that new
It's supposed to
album?
be that. You know what? It could be changed. I mean, it could change. I mean, I still believe that they could change the actual name of the album because I thought this one was supposed to be with it was part of the Blackout, and you know that one with the car falling from the on the record label with the car falling down in the drawing, right? I thought it was
Yeah.
supposed to be off that same album.
But as he said before, like he's very like, you know what I mean? Like he
Switches
you know,
his
he's
mind.
like a perfectionist in the sense that like he can just change everything in like a moment's notice, like kind of like in terms of his planning for stuff. That's why it's taken him so long to even put this album out, right? Like because this should have already come out a while ago, right? And even the last album that came up after his debut album was a very quick follow-up. You know what I mean? Like it really was. And then this has been like a longer stretch. Actually, he's come out with 3 albums, I think, since that first one with the number, right? Two since then, like 3 total. Plus 4,
Yeah,
I guess. Well, Along Came Joyner was the first one, but we weren't really aware of him at that time. So yeah, I guess he's had 4 albums up to this point already, which I didn't. If they kind of dropped one after another, there's those last couple, like
and
they
were
really
quick.
dropped quick.
He had the ADHD
Yeah, and then there was the other one too. There's another one, ADHD, the phone number one, and there's another one. Isn't
There's,
there? Or am I wrong?
mm-mm,
Yeah,
I don't think.
clearly,
I think we're
clearly
still
not.
waiting for the one.
Oh, so then that's this one then. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. This guy slow rolls out all his singles. So
That's what I mean. I don't know which ones are going to be separate from the album or which
yeah.
ones aren't. You know what I mean?
And you know, because I know all you guys care out there because we like this artist.
Yeah.
I got 2 tickets to go to the Joyner concert when he comes to Toronto. Yes, that's just me. I'm going. You know, I got the tickets.
until Thursday when I give you the money, man.
He comes out. He's coming to Toronto in May. I'm very much looking forward to checking him out in concert.
By
Yeah.
yourself with
No,
2 tickets.
me and JT are going to see Joyner when he comes to Toronto. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. That's we have plans to go check.
I'm
him out.
excited to see that. I've been hyped up since you said you got him, man. I've just been, you know, it's just
Yeah.
been what do you call it? Repeat. It's just been nonstop. The Joyner thing of the playlists now on fucking
Yeah.
just to get the hype up a little bit, right? I'm not listening. I'm listening to older stuff. I'm listening to all his stuff he did, even with stuff with Chris Brown.
Yeah.
Like he's got a lot of stuff out there, guys. I mean, yeah, we're talking about just the albums, but he's got albums, basically albums on top of albums. If you want to take his pre, I guess popularity, pre sort of mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
I think, to be honest with you,
Yeah, Jay, he does have 4. We always forget about Evolution. That one where he's a kid.
Oh
on
yeah,
it.
Will Smith and Zim Zimma.
Yeah. Because that ADHD and Evolution came out the same year.
Yeah, they dropped one was that's the yellow cover, right?
Yes, but what we forget about Evolution, because Evolution was one of those ones where he kind of just put out all the singles the year before in between his first the 905 whatever that song 508 507 2209 album.
Yeah.
Like, and then but really it's been 4 years since his last album. 2020 was his last. He came out with 2 albums that year, Evolution and ADHD. ADHD is a fucking really good album though. Like Evolution was okay. I think it's probably his weakest, other than Along Came Joyner. Like if I had to rank them, I'd probably still put that number 1 first, because that's like what I got introduced to stuff through is that album. And then I would put ADHD like almost right there, like neck and neck with that one. But then Evolution I would put 3rd, and then Along Came Joyner, just because he wasn't really like, he was still working it out on that album. I feel like. Right?
I mean, they're all good, man. I mean, they're all really good albums, man. I mean, and the videos that follow always. That's another thing that I can respect, is because, you know, I always thought of that with artists, especially like, let's say Eminem. I could always visualize, you know, his music videos, but I mean, they're a little too graphic, the visualizations I'm doing.
Yeah, great videos. Yeah, great videos.
But his are phenomenal. Like, and they go good with the song. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, you would think hopefully you would pushes more artists to do it, but I know it makes more money for the artists as well too, right?
He's somebody who he had talked about it before in an interview. Like he writes his own like treatments, like, you know, like almost like a script sort of like for the music videos, like they would do in like Hollywood, like when they're, you know what I mean, like pitching movie ideas and stuff like that. Like he basically he scripts it out, the scenarios of his video, right? Like so that's kind of like a treatment. I see, like it's like a script, almost like a plot kind of thing, where it kind of tells you what's gonna happen. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's give me the first 20 minutes or first 10 minutes of your storyline, basically, or 5 minutes of your storyline.
Yeah, like he kind of creates all these scenarios with the characters and stuff in his music videos and all that kind of stuff, right? Like in the story, like you said, yeah. So, but yeah, no, he's kind of, you know, he's really good at that too. So yeah, apparently I've heard he's really fucking good in concert. This is the first time I think that he's come to Toronto since that album, the phone number album. Like last one I could find online that was posted was 2018. That album came out 2017. So this might be, he may have come through for ADHD. We may have missed that. I don't know, but this is the last one I could see.
I thought that was, after that was like, that went more like worldwide. Like, I mean,
so he may not, tour. This may have been this might be the first time he's come then since that 2018. Cause I couldn't find any other older concert info online unless I just didn't search enough. But yeah, I'm really excited to go check it out too. It's a good venue, Danforth Music Hall, which is like apparently like a good size. Like it's not super intimate. of course, Julie, of course, here from Late Night Chat, I was talking to her about it. She's seen a lot of concerts at that place. So she's like, oh, that's a good venue. I've actually never been in that venue. It's like we got a standing kind of room, but it was nice because you can only charge so much, I feel like, for those tickets, and an artist who's not as big as he is probably at this point in time. It was decently priced tickets. It was like I didn't feel gouged like everyone talks about with the concerts these days. So I'm really looking forward to it, man. So it'll be good.
I think also too because he's not with a big record label company and stuff like that, so he's able to charge cheaper for prices.
Yeah,
as opposed to like Ticketmasters. And I mean, I don't think he would have a problem selling out bigger venues either if he marketed it the right way. Obviously,
this is a 1,500 people venue. Like this is a pretty good size venue though. Still, like they'll pack that place, I'm sure. Like it'll be good.
But then you compare it to like somebody like an Eminem that's you pack Wimbledon and stuff like that. Like.
Well, no, he's not Eminem. I mean, clearly.
I know, but then I'm just like looking for a common ground. Like I mean, I guess Air Canada Center would be like not even.
No, but then you're gonna look at probably more crazy pricing, and like what I mean. This is. Like, if I never see the guy again after this, I'll be fine with going to this concert, right? You know what I mean? Like, this is like, I think like a good venue to see him at. This is like, I can kind of check him off my list. You know what I mean? In that sense. So like, yeah, I'm excited to go see it. So it'll be good. But let's get to some promos. But hold on, hold that thought. Let's get to some promos. Because we're getting into the talk here, and
it's all right.
We got some promos here. I'm not even gonna bother with the Spanish flea. No offense to Spanish.
No worries, guys. No worries.
Okay, so today you can rewatch tomorrow's episode, of course. These episodes now they come out live for you guys, but if you guys missed the live airings of these, anybody who's interested in checking this out live, taking part in the chat, that's kind of like, you need to kind of tune in for these lives to kind of get a hold of us in that sense, because we're only doing this every 2 weeks now. It's bi-weekly. So this show will come out in 2 parts, essentially, over the next 2 weeks. Tomorrow you'll be able to watch like the first half of this episode, and then the week after you'll be able to watch the second half. Those will air live again, like a pre-recorded live airing for you guys on YouTube. You can check it out that way, or you can just always go back and check out the playlist. The episodes are always there.
Yeah.
And then on Thursday, March 21st, we got a new episode of Watching the Throne. That's going to have a live airing at 8 p.m. That's you and me. We're going to be talking about season 7, episode 7. That's the last episode of season 7 of Game of Thrones. All right.
I forget where we're at. I always forget where we're at when it comes to the actual show there, because I know where I am with the show. So
yeah. Then you got Monday, March 18th at 8 p.m. It's that you're going to see the second part of tonight's episode that will replay at 8 p.m. On next Monday. And then next Thursday, again, you're going to see the pattern here with the Thursdays every week at 8 p.m. You're getting a new episode of Watching the Throne. That's also going to air live that day, a live airing. But this one's even better because you got me, JT, and Christina, who's our guest, our super fan guest, returning to the show. Hasn't been on for the last couple of seasons of us doing the show, but she was on a lot of their earlier episodes in the, season 3, season 4, especially. And she's going to be coming back. She's going to be actually sitting in with us for the entirety of the last season of Game of Thrones. That's all 6 episodes because there's not many for the last season. And we've already got a few of those banked. So yeah, this is going to be a really good one, guys. So make sure to check that out. There's been some great discussions on those episodes. Honestly, some of my favorite episodes we've done, if not my favorite episode, is one we just recorded with me, Jay, and Christina. Yeah, and then Jay's in the studio. He's with me in person when we do those, and Christina's been kind of, she's been jumping on screen for those. And it was really great. So we're going to be talking about season 8, episode 1. That's next Thursday, March 21st. That airs at 8 p.m. And she's going to be with us the entire last season of Watching the Throne, talking about the last season of Game of Thrones, those last 6 episodes. So yeah, it's really good. We actually are even splitting it up. We kind of usually try to watch 2 episodes at a time and bank those episodes. Like, no secret here, guys. That's kind of how we approach it. But we're actually going to take the time to watch the second last and last episode in 2 separate viewings and recordings, because these last couple episodes have gone on for longer recording time because there's a lot more to talk about. We're seeing the end of a lot of storylines and characters on that show. And I also don't want to be sitting there knowing that we know the finale, especially for Jay's case of
Fuck
how, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it'll be very interesting recording those. Like in a couple weeks from now, you know, by the time we hit April, we'll probably have already banked all this stuff for you guys. But news just came out that House of the Dragon is coming back in June. There's no official date that I've seen as of yet, but they said June. So as soon as this show is done watching The Throne, we're going right into watching the Dragon, or whatever the hell we're going to call it. Chasing the Dragon, I think we should call it. But that's, you know, we'll work on that behind the scenes. But with House of the Dragon, we'll be talking about the first season of House of the Dragon leading into this new season of House of the Dragon that comes back this summer, where we'll actually be recapping those episodes every week after they air live with guests. So that's going to be fucking a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that.
Wow.
Jay, there's only 8 episodes of this new season. They've knocked it down from 10 to 8 on the second season. Already. They just announced because they said because of story purposes. So I don't know what the hell that means. You know, they're already jumping all these time periods in that show. So, you know, but I think they've already said there's going to be a season 3 and possibly 4 of this show. So like, it's not like this is going to be the last time we're going to see this. So really cool, guys. So make sure to check that out. We're going to have episodes of that show leading right into the new season of House of the Dragon. It looks like, so we're not taking a break. We're not taking our foot off the gas in terms of the coverage of those shows. So those have been a lot of fun. And
you guys are killing me.
And of course, Late Night Collectors Community. Earlier this evening, you could have checked out a new episode of me and Chris on Comic Shop Talk this week. If you missed that, you can always go back and check that out. And then this Wednesday, really exciting stuff. This Wednesday at 7 p.m., March 13th, Wednesday, you got a new episodes of Cracking Packs with the Chat. This is one of our first episodes. We actually have somebody actually recording them cracking a box. We wasn't able to coordinate something where they were able to join me on the actual show proper. But thankfully, Rob, he did pick up a new hobby box of the new season 2 hockey cards that are very popular out there, guys. So definitely check that out. He kind of did like a little recording from his home studio there to kind of show off what he opened up in that box. And Jay, I don't know if you've heard the Connor Bedard, there's $1 million bounty on a 1-of-1 Connor Bedard in this set. So if you guys want to see if Rob pulled it, definitely go check it out. If he pulled that card out of the box, not just pulled it, if he pulled the card out of the box.
Because he's already pulling it while he's pulling cards, trust me.
If you want to go check that out, yeah. I didn't know if you were going to catch that. So I'm like, I better.
I got it.
No, if you guys want to see him pulling it, make sure to check out that video Wednesday. No, seriously though, check out the video. There's guaranteed some hits there. Spoilers. Definitely go check out that video on Wednesday. That'll be Rob at 7 p.m. opening up a hobby box of the highly sought after Series 2 hockey cards that are out right now, man. Everyone's going crazy for these Bedard rookies, man, right now. So
I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm surprised he waited He waited a day at least to record it, or did he open it? I wonder if he opened it the same day he got it.
Apparently he did, but he like waited several hours, which I'm surprised about. I mean, I am, because as soon as I see the picture, I thought that box would have been open like 2 seconds later. I don't think I would have been able to hold on, right? But yeah, it was very nice of him to offer to record the opening, so we got that. That'll air, like I said, this Wednesday. That'll come out as a Cracking Packs episode. Episode 71, too, of all things. I'm surprised we got up there that far with these Cracking Packs with the Chat episodes. And
it's crazy. I didn't even realize that. I honestly didn't even realize he actually did that. I know he sent you a couple. I didn't think it was a big enough video that he actually opened the whole box, probably.
Yeah, it's like a good it's like a good almost just under 17-minute video, so it's not like a huge commitment to check it out. But yeah,
look at this guy though.
Yeah,
he's like he's stealing the show.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's too good for us. He doesn't even want to record with us on Cracking Packs. He's like, hey. No,
he's like, I would do my own. Fuck it.
No, he ended up recording at like 10, like past 10 or something like that. I told him if he had told me, we could have set something up. But honestly, I thought he had already opened it. So by the time he told me he was recording it, I was just like, oh shit, all right. But it was cool
it's like those kids that are opening Christmas presents in front of the, like the YouTube channel. And Rob is like a big adult opening hockey cards in front of by himself.
We all are.
I wonder if he puts a Christmas tree. No, I get it. I totally. I still have those packs from last time, man. I gave to Rob to open. I wonder if he opened those too as well.
Sure.
Those extra Tim Hortons packs.
I've gotten the itch now. I think I might have to get some of these blaster packs, like the smaller boxes of these cards, man. Like
But
because
what's the difference between a blaster pack and the one
so
that he got?
so I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Rob's here in the chat. He knows more than I do about it. Like I think with the hobby box and stuff, there's a chance to hit different premiums that you can't get in the lesser products, like the hobby boxes and the tins, because there's hobby boxes and there's the tins, and then there's the hobby boxes. But you can still hit the Young Gun rookie of Bedard in those blaster packs and in those tins and other Bedards. Like other Bedards. Yeah, exactly. There's some premium cards you can't get in those products, but you can get the rookie Young Gun, which isn't the most sought after rookie of Bedard, but it is one of them, of course, in those smaller, cheaper products. And it's not even that they're cheaper by much, but they're still cheaper. Like a tin right now is going for like 160, 170. A box is going for 350 right now, a hobby box though. So that's what I mean.
Okay, so you can get that one of Bedard.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well,
I don't know if you can get the one of one, but you can hit the YG, the Young Gun rookie, which is kind of like the most generic of the rookie cards, let's say.
Yeah.
But it's still going for like, I'm seeing like a grand right now. It's going to go down. It's kind of already started to a little bit. But like the first week out, people were selling that thing. I seen like, for like $1,400. It might level out at like $600 somewhere down the line, but the people are saying, but yeah, I know I've been at least watching the posts in the groups, right? So
I wonder if that one of card is with him post broken jaw, like as they were bringing him off the ice, and you get to see like the jaw hanging there when he broke.
You gotta remember they take all these photos for the cards earlier in the season, right? So,
his first game out, so that's it. They'll put him in his first shift, and then they'll take a picture. But
because I think the one of one Bedard card is a picture of him like with the puck. I think it's like his signing photo essentially or whatever, like one of those type of photos, right? And then like, the other ones will be stock photos of him on the ice and shit like that. But there you go, 12 to 13. Yeah, because I think I seen 600 US though today on the groups. It is going down. I think I have seen some people like selling it for $1,000 though, but I don't know about the conditioning and stuff like that. But if you're seeing 12 to 13, I thought that's when it started out at. I think it's starting to lower now because I think so many people are hitting it. Anyways, in the blaster boxes, though, Jay, and the tins, you can hit the Young Gun Bedard and some of the other premium Bedard, like rookie cards, like some of the outbursts and stuff like that, with ones that are like shiny and stuff like that. So you can get big hits in those boxes. So that's why, like, if I dip my toe in, I'll probably do that. If I hit, I hit. If I don't, that's it for me because I'm not paying $350 a box, right? But
is that how much those ones that Rob got were?
He got it for a bit less because he ordered like 4 months ago when pre-orders first went up, right? But like, they're talking about still like, like a $300 box. But again, the chance of you maybe hitting something big in those boxes, it could be worth it, right? So especially if you get like an auto card, like an autograph card. Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 different Young Guns for him. It's crazy. Yeah, it's just because they made everyone wait. They fucking knew what they were doing because they didn't bring him out in Series 1. They brought him out in Series 2 later in the year, right? Because they could have brought him out in the first series, Jay, because they split up the rookies in both the Series 1 and 2 each year. And they made everybody wait for him because knowing that was going to be the hyped up card. And they put all like I think Matthew Nyes was the biggest Young Gun probably in the first, maybe the first Series 1, or at least.
This year there was big.
There's other big ones. Yeah, there's other big
not as big as Bedard, but there's big rookies out there right now that are playing like that are older trophy contenders right now.
Also, sometimes the Young Gun, the rookie cards in these sets, they don't pan out to year 2 or year 3, and sometimes people are sitting on good cards, right? That's why sometimes you shouldn't sell stuff off quick for so little, right? Jason Robertson was somebody like that. When his Young Gun came out, it was like not worth much, and then right, he became like I think he won for like rookie of the year or something that year. You won
Dallas won the Dallas Robinson.
Yeah, Robertson. Yeah. So I
know there's 2. I know you guys had one and they have one.
I think it's Jason Robertson. Leo Carlson is a big card too. Yeah.
Why Leo Carlson? He's a rookie, young kid.
I don't know. I'm not familiar with him.
Leo Carlson. How how many Carlsons is there? There's William Carlson. There's Leo Carlson. There's
There's
fucking.
also a Matt Murray, fucking new Matt Murray goalie. Did you see that? Do you know the of the new
No.
Matt Murray goalie? There's another fucking Matt Murray, apparently.
Hey, it's a real Caker name, probably.
I guess there's another one, I believe.
I would think he's a Caker English. That's a Caker U.S. name. Yeah, rookie for the Ducks.
Okay.
So Leo Carlson is rookie for the Ducks. But
so yeah, we'll see. Stay tuned. I might have some cracking packs myself if I pick up a couple of those blaster boxes and see what I hit. So we'll I never really open hockey cards like that except for one that we do the Tim Hortons. So we'll see what maybe I'll
those ones ruined it for me, I think, man. I can't do them. And it's like, you know what, man? That was just like years of fucking, oh, man, the hockey cards. Ask Rob. He has them all somewhere.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Sorted them out. Hey, I wonder if they do MMA cards.
They do.
They do?
Yeah. They're pretty popular, actually. Same with NASCAR. Remember when we were at that show were you there that time when we saw the NASCAR cards? You came that time. Rob was there too. That was when we all went to the card show that year.
Okay.
Remember
I seen the F1 cards.
Or F1. Sorry, not NASCAR. Yeah. F1. Yeah.
F1.
Those are pretty. Like they have it for everything now, right? Like they have it. Football is pretty popular now. Basketball, all the sports now are pretty. You know what though? The one I don't actually hear too much about, to be honest with you, but I'm sure that they have their fans as well, is baseball, which is fucking weird because baseball cards is.
No, but I think because baseball were like the first ones that got fucked over when the
bubble burst. Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know. I think they're kind of low key. I don't know if but they're there for sure. They have to be. I just don't know if they're.
No, there you go. He's
maybe more popular in the States.
He's got a GSP. Like
Watch
George
out.
St. Pierre. Yeah. No, you know who's actually a big card collector now that I came across his account on Instagram. It came up in my feed or my algorithm not too long ago, which I didn't know. Steve Aoki. You know the fucking DJ guy?
Oh, that one that does that's the guy that does the huge rave fucking DJs, right?
And he throws like the cakes and shit like that. That guy, he's Asian guy. He's got a whole fucking Instagram account called Aoki's like cards or something like that. He shows off his collection all the time. I mean, it's less impressive because he's got fucking money. So like he's just buying some of these cards obviously outright, but he's got an impressive fucking collection. Like speaking of even like UFC and shit like that. He was just showing off his UFC cards the other day because of this big match. Like he has all like the limited numbered cards, like 1 of 10, 1 of 1, like, and he has them all graded. Like this guy has an impressive Instagram account. Like I was looking at it the other day, and he does like his best of type lists, and he literally just busts out like 20 fucking like super rare expensive cards and shows them off in these videos like on Instagram. But like again, I don't think it's not as cool because again, I know we know he has money, but it's still like it takes time and effort to collect these things still, right? And put the effort out. Or maybe he has a guy who does it for him. Who the fuck knows, right? Like it's
but you know what? You know what always threw me? Like those DJs, those types of DJs that can sell out fucking huge, like and millions. We're talking millions of people there that are at those DJs and just watching the DJs. And they're not really there. I know they're there. A lot of them are all fucked up on drugs, really listening to the music. Really, that's about it. But I mean, I don't. Selling out places.
Hello.
Right.
Yeah, you lost your audio there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Second. You dropped out.
That was a phone call.
That's what happens, buddy.
Yeah, no, it was a phone call that came through.
Yeah. So what were you saying?
I don't think he realized I was recording today. Some people know and some people don't. Whoever has social media. But I was saying those DJs, right? They sell out these huge arenas with millions of people, just for music, just for certain. And it's nothing crazy. It's basically their creation of different tunes, and I get it, right? But you don't see like big DJs like what do you call it? DJ Khaled selling out a fucking place like that. I mean, he was good at his time when he was just DJing too, and he still is, obviously. But I mean, it's a different style, I guess, or what?
Different, yeah. That's not the same thing what he does.
Because
he's almost like a producer type of DJ.
Those techno guys are just nuts, man. Like they just the arenas they sell out, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, see, so it's called Aoki's Card House.
Hmm.
So like even right here, see he like
You can afford the cards.
yeah, he posts Sean O'Malley 1 of 1 that he had the other day from like 2000 and something. Like it's a 1 of 1, and it's a graded 10 that he has from 2021. Panini Prism, yeah, UFC cards. So yeah, he collects them, but then he showed off like he showed Panini, yeah. He show off.
You still have it, eh?
Yeah, they're still around. Yeah, and then they just brought back like they continued like doing the O-Pee-Chee cards now too. But Upper Deck I think owns it, but they put it's kind of like more of like the retro kind of style cards. You know what I mean? Like now that they have the O-Pee-Chee brand name. That there's people are buying O-Pee-Chee boxes too for the trying to chase the Bedards and that as well, right? Yeah, so it's kind of cool. But he showed off like this whole. He had like a whole wall of the Sean O'Malley cards that he was showing off on his account the other day. Like he had like a whole wall of like kind of like 20 of these things graded, like that he collected of him. Like, so yeah, UFC cards are a big thing too, apparently. So I don't know, like it's everything, man. Like they even like he's got a Star Wars collection, Stevie Aoki, that he was showing off because they do Marvel like superhero stuff too, like the comics and DC, and they also do like stuff like Star Wars and stuff like that, like Disney cards now. Yeah, it isn't as impressive for sure, but hey, I mean, the guy actually is apparently, it is also a side business for him, it looks like. So, but I think he does a lot of deals where he trades up for stuff and he buys things outright. So, you know, like it's like a whole branding for him. It seems like he's doing this outside of the DJing stuff now. I don't know. I just stumbled across on Instagram. I didn't know anything about it, and I've been watching his channel lately. And like again, he busts out like super impressive things on there because he's got the money to back it, right? So, yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. I mean, I guess if you have the money to back it and stuff like that, right? I mean, I don't know what's the point of. I get it. It's a card, and you know, it could be collectible. It could go up in value. It could go down in value. You never know, man. Right? Like, but to hold on to a card for that long for the purpose of maybe reselling it one day or for what? I mean, if you have the money to actually just sit there on it for that long, I'm pretty sure you won't need to resell it at any time soon.
No, he doesn't. He's not hurting, so it's
no, you know what I mean. So that kind of sucks for the people, like the normal people out there, that you know are just your everyday going to work and making it. But I get it. Unless he pulled it his fair self or he bought it his fair self.
I guarantee you that most of the I'm sure he buys and breaks a lot of boxes too on that to that point. Yeah, but you got to remember too, the thing about that is if you are one of these people that breaks out and just a Joe Schmo that opens a 1 of 1 limited card, right? You could, if you know that he's in business to buy this shit, they put out like they headhunt this kind of stuff. That's what's going on right now with the Bedard thing. There's a big card company that essentially or business that basically said, hey, we'll give you $1 million if you pull this card. That's what happened with, what the fuck is his name? Post Malone. Post Malone's into those Magic cards, you know, like the trading card game, like the one that people play.
No, my brother plays. My younger brother.
Right. So Post Malone, they came out with a Lord of the Rings set like a year or so ago, and okay. they had a card that was a 1 of 1 card that was the ring to rule them all, like from the Lord of the Rings, like the One Ring card. And somebody in Ontario pulled the card and sold it to him for over $1 million because he said he reached out to this guy. It was in Ontario, this kid that pulled it. Yeah. And he bought it from him. And nice. Yeah. So like, that's what I mean. Like, it's kind of interesting what goes on in that regard. But again, if you have money, you know, if you have the opportunity to do that kind of shit, if you're into this, if you're in these hobbies, right? So,
and you're offering maybe more money than the card is ever going to be worth, too. Sometimes, like if you're putting a bounty on the Bedard one for $1 million, then you've already priced that to be more than that's ever going to be worth.
Well, that's the thing too. I think you essentially drive the market somewhat as a result of that, right? Like you are setting the. Like you said, like and whether or not that sustains its value, but if you're out there publicly paying that much for it, they think it's worth that much. And you got to remember, this 1 of 1, these limited cards, that's crazy, man. To think how many cards they produce, and you're pulling like a card that's like one of a kind out of a box. You imagine? Like that's
I mean,
like the
that's worth
odds.
the money. I would say that would be worth the money. You know, like if you're that guy that can pay for it, like a Post Malone or fucking whatever, like these guys that have the money and stuff like that. But I mean, if you, it would, it's, and then it's a hard choice too. If you're the guy, let's say you were the guy that pulled the 1-on-1. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'd be like, see you later to that card. If I was the guy, I don't know about you, but if I was the guy, I'd be like, see you later if somebody gave me
Oh,
money.
I would
Actually,
for
I would
sure.
switch it to 1.5 million or something. I'd go higher
I
just to fucking see where how
oh
far I
no,
can go.
I would for sure right now too. Honestly, and like if I were to pull a rookie Bedard right now for the prices that they're selling for right now, I would probably sell mine right away too. And that would be something. No, but honestly, but like if I spend $150 or $200 on a thing of cards and I hit something that I can sell for like $1,000, I would do it right now just because I don't know if it's gonna. We don't know if it's gonna sustain that value. Maybe it'll be more. I would
Yeah.
also be tempted to go and grade it though, right? So
That's
because
the
if you
thing
grade
too,
it,
right?
it could be worth more.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Oh,
Yeah. See, there you go. What's going on, man?
what are you doing, buddy?
So there you go. 2 million.
2
I think it
million.
was.
See, so they keep driving it up. So the next person wants it now and say, "Oh, I'll pay you this much money for it."
Yeah.
That's crazy. So that means like they're offering that 1-of-1 rings. That one. That's the one that you said Post Malone has there.
He
That
did. I don't
1-of-1.
know. He did. That's the last I heard
Sell
of
it.
it. The last I heard of it, he bought it. I don't know if that's still the case or not, if he still has it, but last I heard because he's actually into Magic. Like he plays, like he's like serious, like player or collector, not like, just whatever, from what I can tell, from what I've heard. Right. So,
Because you know all those magic guys like to tattoo their face and stuff like that.
I wouldn't know. I don't know if he's your typical Magic
I
player.
don't
That's
know.
why
He's not your typical man. He doesn't look like a guy that sits in a room and sweats all day and just doesn't move and plays cards and doesn't shower. It's not for anything. Just sorry to my brother if he's ever listening to this.
This Bedard fiasco has fucked a lot of shops up. Yeah, I used to play Magic. Beat it. The one I used in Cambridge had to close because the distributor wanted an extra $12,000 to release it. Wow. See?
What, to release the actual card? No, or to release the actual boxes. I would think.
Maybe it's that. Maybe
Yeah.
it's that. Maybe it's the release this product because there's possibility. Okay. Yeah. So he's yeah. I think I have seen him like play like in like a tournament play type video or something, or at least with some channel that is well known. Like he was playing, like he came on as a guest or something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of
His
crazy.
product, release his product.
Oh, okay. So anything related to him, I guess. That's kind of fucked up, when you think about it.
Yeah.
It's really messing with the market. It really does. It does turn people into greedy fuckers too, as well, because they know they got the card and now they know, well, if I set the tone here, maybe I can go a little higher then, just a little bit higher to get rid of it. Then that sets the tone higher for other cards.
Right.
That's crazy, man. The way that the cards had just changed after that whole, when we were growing up, they were okay, and then they stopped for the longest time. But then all of a sudden, they just reemerged.
It seems like it still peaked during like early pandemic days.
Yeah, and nobody had nothing to do.
There has been a decline, like at least, especially in
my theory is
in Pokemon, of course, but it seems like there was a decline, but there's because of things like the Bedard. Because of all the limited cards going on now, all the auto cards and stuff like that, the more card companies and collections that keep popping up now, they're really they're sustaining it still somewhat, I would say. Like definitely, I feel like there was a bit of a decline, but if you go to those card shows, it's anything but, right? Like you see how fucking busy those card shows are, right? So
it's ridiculous. But
what's going on, Sal?
I feel, what's up, brother? I feel like the problem with the whole, this with the whole pandemic part when it started to peak is because people were afraid they were dying and they're like, hey, what am I going to do with all these collectibles I had? Oh my.
There's just a lot more disposable income too, right?
Yeah, I guess so, because you're not really wasting it. You're just sitting at home, right?
This guy busts out the Phil Leotardo fucking that's a Sopranos line. He's like, in the joint, I wanted a woman. I compromise. I jerked off in a tissue. That's exactly what. That's the speech he's saying. He's talking about. He said, I don't know. He says that he wanted some Italian food. That he's like, I ate. He's like, I compromised. I ate grilled cheese on the fucking radiator. I know exactly what he's talking about. Yeah, yeah. We're no
Rogan. This guy's probably been watching fucking Sopranos. You know what? It's funny because the new tenant here, he's watched the Game of Thrones because I was talking to him about the show that we do, right? So he hasn't said anything because I said I'm on the last episode.
Oh,
don't say nothing.
He's been watching it. Oh, I didn't know that.
But he's watched the actual show when it came out 10 years ago, whatever, however long it was, 20 years ago.
Right.
When you guys watched it, right?
Right.
He watched it as a part of that, like that fiasco, right? And that, craze. But he's never watched The Sopranos and he's only watching it now.
No, I'm pretty certain Sal's never seen The Sopranos till now.
Not this Sal. I said my tenant.
Oh, your tenant. Yeah, I didn't think he ever thought. I thought he was talking about Sal here. I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. When did he come into the conversation?
I said tenant.
We're sitting here talking about Sal. No one knows who your
this
tenant
guy was
is.
talking.
Explain yourself.
No, I just said tenant, man. Period. I didn't have to say anybody. I just said there's somebody here, the new guy, right? I said the new tenant. I said it's funny because he watched the game. Because this guy's talking about Sopranos because this guy's probably sitting at home watching Sopranos right now. Right? That's what I'm trying to say.
It's okay. I'm confused too. Don't worry about it. Jay has a tenant now that he lives with.
Yeah, somebody's upstairs now, so it's a little different.
It's good to kind of let people in on your kind of the inner workings of your mind, your thoughts there, Jay, because like how.
No, it's not how it works, bro.
I know, not with you, apparently, right? So
you have to keep you guessing. Make sure everybody's on their toes. No, that's the way you got to do it. But
yeah,
I can't do this. I can't. You're gonna make me wait like 3 weeks now, and I gotta watch a Game of Thrones episode, bro. Like I got one fucking episode left. Your kids are killing me. Doing it the way I know you.
Christopher Nolan. Yeah. I didn't watch all the Oscars, but I saw like a bunch of the updates today about it. Robert Downey Jr. one, which I was really happy about because this is kind of him stepping out of the Iron Man stuff with the Marvel and all that because he's been really just doing the Marvel movies for the last little while for the most part.
Jimmy Kimmel crack a joke about him too.
Yeah, about his drug use. Yeah. and fucking so did Cillian Murphy for his role in Oppenheimer. Great film still, I think. Like I think they deserve it. I was really happy for Robert Downey Jr. though, just because like did
Barbie win anything?
I don't think so. Maybe I didn't watch it. I didn't see any headlines that had Barbie stuff in it, but I know that Emma, what's her name? Emma Stone won for Poor Things for the lead actress. So if Margot Robbie was in that category, if she was nominated, I don't know if they were nominated though, because I know that Ryan Gosling was nominated. I think because that fucking song that he sings in that movie. Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to see that a lot of people. He's not the most liked guy there out in Hollywood. Seems like these days.
But nobody gets angry with him, bro.
Oh yeah, Billie Eilish is the youngest I saw that has won 2 Oscars, and I think it's because of her songs that she does for like the soundtracks and stuff for like that. Was the other one that she won for the? Was the other one the one? Did she win for her James Bond song? She did a James Bond song too for that last. I can't remember, but she's won 2 Oscars. She's the youngest, I think, musician or something. They said to win. I don't know if it's female musician or just musician, but I saw a headline that said like she broke some record. She's like some record of how many years or something like that. She's won 2 so far.
Well, she also, if you did watch the True Detectives Night Country, right? That was the opening song was hers.
Yeah, that's off her first album.
Yeah. But still, they use her music for a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I mean. She's tapped into that whole kind of like, yeah, that's where her like she's done a fucking Bond films song, right? Like, the Dua Lipa
bread and butter, bro.
Right? Yeah, I mean, good for her. Yeah, I bet you like Dua Lipa more.
Yeah. I
like Dua Lipa myself. But yeah, no, the Joyner concert should be good, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Sal, we got some Joyner concerts, bro.
Sal don't care
Joyner
about no
ticket.
Joyner.
You know, his bitch. You should come with us and see what it's really, what a real concert's like.
Yes,
Right?
that should be fun.
I can't wait, bro. Like I said, I've been sitting here wondering what the fuck to do until then. It's all the way in May, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah, we talked about it at the top of the show here, the opening of the show. We were playing his new single, and we got tickets the other day. He's coming to Danforth Music Hall in May. Yeah, I know, right? That'll
Yeah,
be good.
fucking dick.
It's something for me and Jay to do together. So there you go. We're gonna go
There
have
you go.
a mandate.
That's it, bromance. We're gonna be skipping while we're walking down the street down to Danforth.
No, but I mean, like, truthfully, like, no one else has liked him like you have when I've introduced you to like his music. So like, I didn't really even think of anybody else at the time. I was just like, oh shit, I would like to go see him in concert, right? So then, as soon as I asked Jay, he's like, yeah, let's do it. Price was
I
right.
always wonder, is it's the Danforth Music Hall is where Danforth and I mean it's obviously off the Danforth, so it's Danforth and something, right? I just can't remember what intersection. It's far out there, but
I've never been to this venue. I know I went outside there once, like I told you. But
probably
yeah,
walked
for
by
sure.
it, right?
Let's do it. I know. I keep forgetting. I think I have your contact. I always fucking forget. We always talk through Jay. Well, or I don't care either way.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's.
I'm the worst to talk to.
No, well, yeah, we'll definitely make plans to do that. We should just to get a bite to eat or something. Yeah, if you're free one of these days. I heard you are now, so yeah, we'll get together for sure. But yeah,
Eagle's a
no.
busy person. You got to put some time in. You got to book some time with
This
his
month
schedule.
I'm busy, but next month I'm down.
Yeah, he's gonna be turning 50 this week.
But let's hit up a couple of turning 50 later this week. Yeah, that's it. Close enough. Let's hit up a couple of RIPs though here. First off, like I gotta say, rest in peace, of course, to Richard Lewis, the comedian. He died this past week. Of course, I mainly know him from Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David. He's one of Larry David's oldest friends, but he was a big stand-up comic, I think, through the 80s and stuff like that. And I remember he was a big Howard Stern show guest at a certain point, like early 90s or late 80s type guest that I used to listen to when I used to listen to the older shows. So he died. I didn't even know. He apparently was suffering. He had, well, not suffering. I guess his was slow progressing, but he had Parkinson's for the last 2 years, which I had no idea, like, that he had Parkinson's.
But he fell asleep. I think he died in his sleep, which was a little bit, he was kind of lucky in that sense.
Yeah, well, I think it was one of those things because
Parkinson could be very fucked up, man.
No,
you
but
can live a long time.
From what I understand, because of what age he was when he got it, it doesn't progress as fast at an older age. So, like, when he got it, he's apparently been dealing with it. Like he's, you know what I mean? Like he's not like Michael J. Fox Parkinson's, like because he got young and then it progressively got worse, obviously, as he's lit. You know what I mean? Like so he got it. His is apparently was a little bit slower, like at his age, apparently. But he had it and other health issues for that matter. But like he said,
it comes from being a comic too, man. You don't have the healthiest health issues.
yeah, he was very thin, and you could kind of tell that there was some sort of possibly like some paralysis of sorts in his.
You can see his face was sinking in, and
he looked very gaunt. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I know but it's cool to still see him. Like I've been watching the new season, and I probably seen like the episode the other day had him on there. That was probably his last thing that he did, right, with the Curb. So.
Well, yeah, and they were saying that he was making jokes in the last season because they have that dark humor. He was making jokes of his own fucking demise kind of thing.
So in the last, they were, because he was talking about him and Larry were making jokes about him being in his will. Like he's like, "You're in my will, so I got to be in your will," and he's like, "Fuck you." He's like, "You're not in my will." Right? Like,
I wonder how uncomfortable that was for Larry Davis, right? Like, because I know you're having a good time, but it is in the back of your head, bro.
Sure.
Like, I mean, he's sick. Obviously, they knew he was sick, and they're good friends, right?
Well, I think he even knew when he was gonna die too, because he did, because he made all these cryptic kind of like goodbye posts almost like the day or two before he passed away. Like it was one of those things where
that's kind of freaky, bro.
Well, no, it's one of those things where it's like you're reminiscing on your life. So he made a bunch of posts on Instagram. It's actually good that he was able to do that, where he could kind of like sum up.
You think people think that?
that it's good that he was able to do that?
No, you
Or
think that can happen? Like that, that you're
sure, if you're
that
if
close. I
you're
mean,
laid up, it's not like he said, "Hey, I'm gonna die" in the post, but he said, but it was like it was him
you think
reminiscing.
you would know something's wrong in your body too. You would know mentally. I think that if you were still kind of there, I would think you would know something's going on with your body, that it's not right.
I mean, they could have even told him, "Hey, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have long or something like that. You're not looking so good right now, right?" Who knows? I don't know the behind the scenes about that with him, but
Yeah, I think it was
um,
a heart. They said it was a heart attack or something in his sleep.
yeah, I think this is a good time because we lost what's his name? Funkhauser on the show, Super Dave. Whatever, I forgot his fucking actual
Osborne.
name. Yeah, but I know I've
Oh, what
always
the
known him
fuck's
as
his name, man?
I know his name. I just can't remember it right now.
He was filmed here, wasn't it? Or was it? I just knew it was like it was
No, I think
recorded or
some of it
something.
was filmed here. And I know I
Yeah,
used to watch it on YTV like late at night. I always know him as Super Dave. Like I don't Bob.
yeah.
No, not Bob. Bob is it Bob something? I forgot his fucking name. Funkhauser. He
Yeah,
played on
I
Curb Your
just watched. Yeah,
Enthusiasm.
I just remember Stu. I just remember Super Dave. That's the only thing I can remember.
I
I know his
Bob.
name is
It is
there.
Bob. Bob Einstein. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So I just know
No
him as
relation.
Super Dave. But yeah, no, he died, and now Richard Lewis has died off the show. So like, yeah, I think it's time for them to end it in that regard too. And it's like
Could
it's their
change directions, right?
no, it's like the 12th. They've done like this is like their 12th season, but they did it over like a 20-year period. Jay, it's time to end the show because they took off 6 years in between season 8 and 9 or something like that. He thought he was done
Took a
with the
break.
show. He thought he was done with the show, and then all of a sudden
Yeah,
one day he's like, "Hey, let's do another season." And because it's fucking Larry David, like co-creator of Seinfeld. They're like, "Yeah, sure." HBO. It's like, why not? Like, and this
yeah.
guy
Here's a
came
check.
back. Yeah, the guy came back after 6 years of being having no show, and then they've been pretty consistent the last few seasons of the show, right?
You
I
know,
still like it, man. It's funny, but Richard Lewis had a joke on this past episode too. He went to like because he used to be a alcoholic, and he's been clean for I don't know how many years before he died, and
Richard Lewis.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, he was an alcoholic. Yeah,
yeah.
I remember.
But of all things, he was an alcoholic off champagne. I remember hearing him talk about on the
Just
Stern Show, which is really
pussy
fucking
stuff.
weird. Yeah, it's strange. But he said that he would do it. He would drink a bottle or two or whatever every night after his shows that he would do stand up, and he was apparently drinking all the time as a
But it
result
also
of that,
looks
right?
like if you really want to put it in a regular glass, it looks like you're drinking bubbly water, really. So if
There
you
it
want to
is.
be an alcoholic and hide it, there you go.
So there's a bit that they did in the most recent episode where he goes to an AA meeting, and he basically starts telling his story, but it's like in a stand-up type fashion. And after the Larry, he's like, "Oh man, you should have seen it. I was killing it there." And then all these people came up to him after. They're like, "Oh, it was so funny, so inspiring." He's like, "Oh yeah, you like the joke about this?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, don't worry, I'll be back next week." Like, they're making like a comedian. That's what they're saying he would do in AA is do a stand-up. And he's like testing all of his jokes off the people attending. Oh man, it was funny. I don't know if I can go there. That it's better over Seinfeld because I think the characters on Seinfeld are more beloved. Personally,
Well, different humor,
no, it's very similar humor. No, very
but
similar.
not as not. I don't know. I think the Curb Your Enthusiasm is a little darker humor than that.
Yes, because it's rated R. It's hard. There's it's way darker for sure.
And obviously, like Seinfeld was 9 o'clock fucking primetime television. So
right.
everybody and their families would watch it.
Right. I remember it was cutting edge the time they got the show on the air where they were talking about jerking off, the jerk off contest. It's just called The Contest, and they never actually said the word masturbate or whatever in the episode. So they were able to sneak it in there, right? Even though that's what they're talking about the whole episode. That was like risque for the early 90s for a sitcom, right? Like, so.
And now they do it in the cartoons.
Yeah.
Like Seinfeld and shit talk about Seinfeld, South Park.
Yeah, it's basically, yeah. I mean, I love Curb. I don't know. I just think I like the characters better on Seinfeld. One of the best Curb seasons was the Curb season where they actually did the Seinfeld reunion on Curb Your Enthusiasm, where they brought all the characters back and they like filmed an actual reunion show of Seinfeld on the actual show because everyone complains about the Seinfeld finale and how shit it was. Like people like to hate on it. They're still
Yeah.
making jokes about it even in this most recent season about how shit it was. So like, I don't know if that's like in the back of his head, if he's gonna purposely make a bad finale for Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like that'd be the kind of the biggest fuck you. You know what I mean? If he just made a shitty finale for this show too, or if he's gonna try to really make it good because of the fact that everyone talked shit about the Seinfeld finale, how bad it was. Like people hated that finale. I remember.
People hate it. You know what I noticed, bro? There's
Finales
a
are
lot. People
hard.
hate a lot of finales.
Finales are hard.
Because everybody expects something different from a TV show. I noticed that, and I think we'll probably end up having to get into it. I don't know, but when we do end up doing our Game of Thrones finale, where all three of us are gonna have different opinions there, so
Yes.
it should be interesting, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I like I said, it all depends on what the kind of humor and what it's almost like music. It depends on what it means to the person at the time too, that's watching it, and how they're taking that comedy or how they're taking that the ending for the show. Sorry, right?
Oh shit. I mean,
Sopranos sucked.
no, I think that's aged well. Actually, I
The first time around.
But I also, like you, like we've been talking about on Game of Thrones lately, I didn't experience Sopranos in real time. If I experienced it as it was coming out, like I waited till the show was over and then I watched it. Right?
Yeah, but I mean,
So
yeah, I did real time.
If I watched it in real time, I might be feeling the same way a lot of other people did when that show aired. But I kind of already knew, I either knew the finale or I knew that it was going to be very like fall flat for most people, like when I actually went to watch it originally. Yeah, see, I think it's aged very well.
I don't know. Maybe if I watched it again, I don't know. But I mean, I just heard the replay on the fucking radio the other day because it was they talked about the booth that they sold. They auctioned off the booth.
Right. No, but there you go. You're just pointing something out. How popular that was still, that people wanted the booth. It is.
I think they wanted to still sit there where Tony Soprano sat. Where James Gandolfini sat.
Still a legendary show, and like, you know what the best part about that finale is? That we're still talking about it till this day. There's a reason.
There's debating it,
but that's what's great about it. See, you're tapping into it. Like if it was a shitty finale that people just didn't like, they would say, yeah, that finale was shit, and that would be the end of it. But I've heard other people go back and forth about what they thought of the finale, what their interpretation of it was.
Well, actually. You're actually right now, because now that Sal's saying Ozark and Breaking Bad, those two, right? That thing there. When I'm thinking about those two shows, I don't really sit and debate those finales over and over again. I'm done with it now that it's done. I'm done.
Right. No, I agree with Sal. Ozark, I didn't like that whole final season. Honestly, like I don't. It was pointless. They took too long to come back with it. I thought it lost all its momentum, and by the time it ended, I was just like, that was dumb. It was really upsetting because that was a really fucking good show the first couple of seasons, but like the ending just shit the bed for me. Breaking Bad, on the other hand, I actually really liked the ending of Breaking Bad. I really did like the ending of Breaking Bad at the time. I think they did stick the landing personally, but then they went off and did Better Call Saul, which is fucking arguably better, some people would say, right? So like,
but was that a finale of that too, or no? Was that still up in the air, that show?
Better Call Saul, there was a finale.
It's done, right?
I don't want to spoil it for anybody. It's done. Yeah, it's done.
No, but I just couldn't remember. I for some reason I couldn't remember if they had finished it or not. If it was pre-COVID and we were just waiting still for it. That's the thing that threw me off, right? Because I couldn't remember how long ago it was. Because I watched so much shit, dude.
Yeah, I would say I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but like there is a definitive ending to Better Call Saul. There is, like it's. Yeah. It's it kind of gets back up to real time those last couple of episodes, because like the way the season started, it shows that Saul is like in hiding, like working for the fucking not the croissant place, the honey Cinnabon. Yeah, he's working for the Cinnabon and he's in hiding. So it actually catches up to the current timeline by the end of the season, if you remember. So I won't get into it past that, but
I remember now. Now I can remember.
It was still tragic, though. Yeah, The Wire was good. The Wire was good. Although The Wire is still like disappointing in the sense that like that show was fighting to stay on the air its last couple of seasons. And I don't understand why. I guess it just never got the audience in the moment that they wanted. I agree it was great, but it's just like they could have did one more season easily of that show. If they could have used one, in my opinion. But I still think it was good. It was just one of those things where like you could tell they were rushing through to the finish line almost towards the end, but still really well done and great. Like it was just yeah, that's one you got to revisit.
Yeah, I couldn't get past the Omar season. That was it, man, for me.
I think you should take another stab at it, honestly. But the problem is after that first season, if you didn't like that, then it's hard to even recommend it. Even though I think, again, it's aged well. A lot of people hated on the second season because it was so different than the first season, because they kind of like went a different direction with the second season. That's focused on the crime at the docks, like the blue collar Polish people that lived in Baltimore and stuff like that. Like how the people bringing in the drugs, let's say, working with the Greeks.
Yeah.
So it's a whole other kind of
Polishes.
Yeah, there's all and and there's a whole
like Letterkenny's.
So there's a whole other we did review season 1. He didn't go further. I was ready to go further with it, but he wasn't as interested in continuing past that.
I tried to do it when he was in the boat, and it was a little different for me. It was like how do you go from the ghetto?
But that's what I mean. That's what a lot of people hated on. A lot of people jumped ship on that second season. But then when the third season comes back around, it's the best fucking season, arguably. And it's because they were able to build off of some of the events that happened in the second season. And some big things still happen in the projects in the second season. It's just like 90% of the focus is on the docks. You got, again, you got to kind of watch it. It is worth it.
No, I hear what you're saying. It just like I said, I started watching it, and I tried it, and I was like, you know what? I don't know, something else might have caught my attention.
But yeah. Secondly, though, other than Richard Lewis, fucking huge rest in peace to Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, who is like a huge part of my childhood. And Lewis was originally supposed to do this show that we kind of advertised this show originally to come out on Friday. He was on this week, but unfortunately had some plans and couldn't make it. And then Jay couldn't make it with them. So I offered to swap in and jump on this Monday, right, instead of Lewis. So Lewis will be on in 2 weeks from now. Yeah. But I know Lewis was going to talk about it too. And I was even going to probably call in and talk about it if I could make it. But yeah, that's a huge fucking part of my childhood. And even
broke today, this guy too.
Yeah, bro, you don't understand. Just because you didn't have a childhood growing up.
I had, but it was more like G.I. Joe's. It wasn't fucking.
This is.
I had a more manly fucking. Sorry.
You're a little older than us, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Different toys, different fucking stuff to watch.
He was 68, I think. But yeah, I got toys. I got all the fucking books, man.
But that's the thing. You'll never forget him, bro.
No,
he's always around you.
This is what I was gonna say, though. He left such an imprint on like the world, like with his creations and his and he inspired so many other fucking people that came after him, like other manga artists and people that have worked in animation and like it's insane. Like and he even had influence on the character design stuff for a bunch of popular video games like Chrono Trigger and Dragon Quest and like games I played Chrono Trigger. I never played Dragon Quest, but like again, just his style and design and just like how like his imagination, man, like sparked like how many people's like I used to rush home from school to watch that shit when I was younger every day, man. It's a huge part of my like impact on my absolutely.
He if you think about it, bro, I mean, like he literally, as what you were saying, from what I understood, he basically sounds like he worked himself to death so he can leave that legacy for you guys to fucking still go back and check out, for everybody out there that's into anime and manga and all that stuff, that to go back and rewatch and relive. And he, like you said, I mean, he probably he drew his brain to death, man. He kept fucking drawing and fucking writing.
I mean, I think in more recent years, although he was still involved in like even the new cartoon that they're supposed to be developing and bringing out later this year, they're saying, which I know not people were very excited for, but I mean, I'll watch it. I'm not down for anything Dragon Ball, but he was still involved like in terms of the creative like process with these things, his property still to this day. Like you said, he was still working, but I think unlike other manga artists, he didn't die behind like the drawing board. Like I think so many like there's so many like the mangaka, like the people that work on like that draw, like the artists in Japan and stuff like that, like that work on these mangas because they bring out like weekly periodicals and shit like that. Like they have such poor health. There's so many fucking creators that have died because of their poor health because they just spend all their time hunched over a fucking drawing desk, like you know what I mean, like I don't know how many fucking hours a day, right? And the editors are up their ass. They have like editors that are like, you know, they help them like kind of push out the work because they put out these periodicals every week and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, the comic book artists, yeah, do too. Like and a lot of these guys like that work for Marvel and DC and these big fucking companies and shit like that, they don't have health care. You know what I mean? Like these are fucking freelance artists. A lot of these guys that just do
their own contractors, basically their own company. Yeah.
So like it's like there's so many people. Like there's another
these independent guys that don't make a lot of money. Those guys, it would be bad for. I mean, like guys like this.
No,
this guy probably had money that he could actually take care of himself.
That's
right?
what I mean. This is a little bit different in the sense that like he was one of the successful artists, right? But it's not. That's not everybody's story. I heard some statistic recently. I was telling you this the other day that 6 of the 10 fucking most richest people in Japan are all manga artists. That's fucking crazy. Just because, again, the appreciation of art is just different from here.
What are the other 4?
I don't know. Probably tech people, I would assume, right? Like,
they put it all together after.
So I don't know, but I don't know if that's true. I heard that somewhere. I think on like a video of some sort that I was watching, but like I believe it because like there's that One Piece, like, and that art that. The creator of that has like cited like him as a direct fucking huge inspiration. Like all these things that you're now seeing get live action shows on Netflix and shit like that are huge. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so there's going to be so much more to come still of this property, of his creations. There's literally a video game coming out in a couple of months from now that I have pre-ordered that he did of one manga volume that wasn't as popular as Dragon Ball that he did called Sandland.
You're already pointing it because you already know where it is. Yeah. I love it. You know. This guy's the best, bro. You just have to name a book and he'll point to it if he has it.
Yeah, this book's here, Sandland. They're coming out with a video game, and again, like the actual graphics look really fucking good for this game because it's all based on his character design. Yeah, like it's really, like I just love his art. Like when he died, because I knew that people are just gonna go and scoop up. That's what I never read, Sal. I've read maybe a couple of volumes, but they're hard to find. They're not in print, and it's very like scatological type humor, like very kind of lowbrow. Like he's always had lowbrow humor in Dragon Ball, but apparently like that's like all lowbrow type humor. That one, I don't know. I'm not as in love with that one, but I love his art style. Yeah, just knowing how the flippers are though, Jay. There's an art book that I don't have of his. There's one I never owned because I never really played the video games. Like he inspired all the art for this Dragon Quest video game. And and I went and like I paid for it off like a third-party seller because it's out of print now. And I just bought it off Amazon like the next day because I'm like, oh, everyone's gonna scoop these up and then they're gonna be fucking flipping them for like double the price online. So I bought it like just because I like his art, because it's just an art book based on all of his character designs for the video game, right? So I've never even played the games, those ones, but I was just like, I love his art. So yeah, so it's a huge loss. It is, but he, like you said, he left a legacy behind and inspired lots of fucking people. So it's a lot more than so many fucking people can say, honestly. Like his creations are gonna live on, like so it's, you know, it's just sad, you know. It is
obviously. I mean, I know what you're saying. It was funny because when you told me, and then Lewis, I texted him, and I, was texting with him, and he said the exact same thing you said. I was dying. I was like, "Did you guys rehearse this thing?"
No, it's
I know. It's because you guys were talking too at that time too, so you guys had to get close, right?
It's not even us that we're talking. It's just like that is, and literally Sal just said the same thing earlier. It is. It's just like a huge part of my childhood. Like, and a lot of people, like, there's so many things that's inspired too, Jay. There's like a whole thing that people put out on Instagram of all the sports players that have like done certain like Dragon Ball moves and stuff on the court or on like the field and stuff like that. And like in rappers, there's so many fucking rappers that have rapped about Dragon Ball. Like anime is huge, like you know what I mean, like for a lot of those
But I'm
guys.
trying to think, like, you know, I don't know if maybe it's because I've already people that I, you know, from my like the childhood characters and shows that I watched. I mean, maybe they were long gone, or maybe I didn't look into them as much as that. Like, it wasn't so maybe artsy, in a sense, like artistic, as a sense of you know, the drawings and what this whole anime and manga and all those things actually meant. So maybe I don't have something to relate it to in that sense. Like, I just don't feel like, I mean, what the only thing I can think of that I remember when I was watching a kid is the one from Skinny Marinky Dink. It was Sharon Lois and Bram. That was all I remember from my. I mean, I'm pretty sure like Big Bird and all those characters. Anybody from writing the Sesame Street stuff, that was something from when I was a kid, bro.
Sure.
But that's
well, same with me too. But I think you were
not video game wise. I don't think
you just missed. I think the window for like a lot of the Japanese kind of like animation and stuff like that came over around that time, though. I think you just probably missed it by the few years that older that you are.
Which
sense, right?
Because, which made this actually get you to video games and stuff like that, because it did switch over into video games and that and as well, right? But I mean,
I agree with Sal though. Obviously, like you said, it was and still is part of my teenage years and adolescence. Yeah, not just my childhood.
Oh, you guys were like fucking talking about it like not too long ago. So I mean, Lewis, yeah.
Me and Lewis have a full episode. I think it's like 220 something. I don't know. It's like it was the one that we did last summer, pre-recorded. We did a breakdown and ranked all of our favorite Dragon Ball movies, like the films that they've done, because they've done like, I don't know, like 20 movies too, like short films, as well as the series.
I remember that you were talking like nonstop about this, and I was like, oh, I have no idea what they're talking about. I'm just gonna switch off, right? Like that was one of those pre-recorded ones, like, because I had no idea, right, what was going on.
Yeah,
I mean, I have no idea when it comes to Dragon Ball, except for the guy with the yellow hair.
Goku, yeah.
That's the only thing I really know, and then from what I've learned with you know, whatever you guys talk about, like cracking packs and fucking.
It originally started out like this, like he's a kid, okay, and then it turns into, when it goes to Dragon Ball Z,
it's blonde hair.
Well, when he turns to Dragon Ball Z, he's an adult, and then those are like all these strong kind of, like he morphs into like these strong versions, Super Saiyan of himself, like he powers up and becomes like this strong. So like Dragon Ball Z came after Dragon Ball, and like originally it was just a story about a kid who basically is from another planet. It's kind of like Superman essentially, bro, that's why I think you'd actually dig it if you ever were into it when you're younger or gave a shit now. It's kind of like it's an alien that crash landed in a pod on the planet, and then basically had grown up on the planet, and he's just stronger than, like he has like a power source in front. It's basically like Superman. Honestly, it is.
It's like my Resident Alien I'm watching.
Yeah,
he crash landed on Earth. No, but this one here, my dad was talking about that Sal was mentioning. Yeah, Perfect Blue. He had mentioned that to me. He was telling me to check it out because he's been trying to keep up. Believe it or not, I mean, because he was a comic book guy growing up, and he was you know, he was big into all that stuff, right? So. Yeah. He's been picking up anime and the manga stuff and watching more shows because he's trying to talk with the kids about it, because that's all they watch.
Yeah,
right.
That's what I mean.
Stuff.
Yeah.
That's like, it's already past your generation into the next. You know what I mean?
I wasn't even. Well, no, I can't say
it wasn't even your generation. It was only a couple like in your generation. No, it wasn't like a big following. It got bigger after you guys. No.
Dragon Ball? No, it's been huge since I was younger. Because you got to remember, we only got it here after the fact of Japan. Like it started there, then it came here, and they did translations for the cartoons and shit like that. So all throughout the 90s. I'd watch that shit on YTV, and that's when it really became popular here, because like in the 90s we were getting shit like that and Akira and other fucking like Ghost in the Shell, like more of like the adult kind of.
But they used to be very strict on their rules too of sending stuff over here when it came to
yeah, we weren't exposed to everything all at once, like in that sense. Like
they were more exposed to our culture as opposed as a reverse as the other way around. Now it's kind of switched over.
I mean, I don't
And
know
we're,
all too
we're
much about
exposed.
that. I think I'd be speaking a bit out of school in that sense, but I do remember, like, at least those are the things that I was exposed to kind of early at that time. But you got to remember, I was also like 7 probably when I started watching these things, right? So we were talking literally 30 years ago now. So this has been in my life for that fucking long, for me,
Yeah.
right? So that's what I mean. So it's definitely, yeah, it's a bit huge loss, but I'm glad they're gonna continue doing shit. He kind of had a hand in stuff creatively still, like to this day, like before he died. But yeah, so I'd say it's equal. Jay, people.
No, I know. Equal now. I think it's more equal now than it was to us prior, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, maybe for you guys, maybe I'm just speaking out of because I'm a little older. I don't know. I feel like maybe you guys followed it more than I did because I didn't see it as
Well,
mainstream as you guys did.
what I'm surprised is how it's
Or maybe it just
sustained,
didn't catch my attention.
how it sustained its popularity.
Exactly. That's another thing. Like, it's
That's
going to a whole new generation now,
that's what's
too.
pretty crazy about it, more so, right? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't imagine these things probably still being around when I was this age, right? Like me and Lewis
It's hard,
and
bro.
me and Lewis and Peter and stuff, we've gone to see the last 3 movies in the theaters, right? Which is, I didn't think I'd be seeing a movie, a Dragon Ball movie in the last like few years and going to see it in theaters, no less, right? Like that's pretty,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So like it's been fun like that for me too, like in that sense, right? So yeah. Yeah, sure. Like spaghetti western type stuff. Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess so. I guess I mean I don't know. You might I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying I was. I'm just saying it just feels like that. Like we get stuff a lot later. I've been fucking still searching for how to watch fucking Godzilla -1 since it won of these awards. I've been trying forever, and I can't find nothing but a fucking test screening ever.
That was good. That was really good. I enjoyed that. You know what else I really enjoyed before I had to jump on the fucking
So
screen here
mad.
with you? I just started watching The Gentleman on Netflix. Sick so far, based on the
That
Guy
British
Ritchie movie.
that British stuff is always good, but
I
bro,
love it. I love it. I kind of specifically like
you
the
have to
Guy
take a break
Ritchie.
and go watch a British thing once in a while.
Yeah, but I like the Guy Ritchie gangster stuff that he does, like this. I don't love everything he does, but this stuff, like I like it. Like it's in the same world kind of as the Gentleman movie, but it doesn't really involve any of the same characters. I'm halfway through the second episode, and it's really fucking good so far. He directed, co-wrote the whole thing, but he directed the first 2 episodes. So I'm like in the middle of the second one right now. It's really solid so far. I'm enjoying it. But like you said, that British crime stuff, I do like that stuff. Yeah.
So, but no, as opposed to with this whole thing from childhood stuff, dude. You know, everything of mine was like one hit fucking wonders. I feel like, they would come out for one or two things, except the serious stuff that was around pre me being born. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like we were saying there, Sesame Street. That was fucking for years before us, right? It was out. I'm pretty sure. No, wait, maybe not. Maybe in the '80s, early '80s. But
I've never seen that movie, Sal, but I know the actor that's in it. I'm forgetting his fucking name right now. I've heard of it before.
oh, it's on. It was just recently. Isn't it recently? Just was recently out, or is it older? That one.
I think that's older.
Yeah.
I think it's with what's his name that had a cameo in The Sopranos. What the fuck is his name? And he was the Mandarin in Iron Man. I always forget his fucking name. Yes, Ben Kingsley. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Oh, oh, okay. I didn't know he was in it. I knew the only guy I know that's in that movie is Ben Kingsley. I will watch it then based on your recommendation because that's from 2000. Okay, yeah, my favorite one that he's still done is still Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. I think that movie's perfect. We did a movie review on Snatch, which was the second movie that he did kind of like that, and then the Guy Ritchie movie we did yeah, the movie's called Snatch. Yes, Jay.
Because I was waiting for you to come in. I was like, you got me the first time. I'm gonna see if I got you on that one.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a good, but then The Gentleman was kind of like almost like a trilogy of sorts for those movies that he's done.
Yeah.
I don't know. The show's good so far. I'm liking the show, but if you didn't like I don't know. I don't want to say it's not exactly like in tone. It's similar to what The Gentleman was, I would say, but yeah. I think Gentleman is not as good as those previous two movies I just mentioned, but I've never seen Rock and Rolla, but I still like it though. I still think it's good. You still get some good performances, and like Jay said, I like the British stuff as well. It's
You
good
know
mix
what?
of-
It's yeah, exactly. I always say the same thing to everybody, man. Even for TV shows too, it's always good to throw a British comedy or like a crime show in there
Yeah,
because they're always great.
different type of humor, different kind of like, yeah, the gangster stuff is different usually in those type of shows. You know what I mean? Like a different kind of perspective on that kind of stuff. Oh, Ari Gold, Rock and Rolla, yeah.
Oh, watch out. That's your boy.
Yep, my boy. So you see that because I know that you're in a Ludacris is
What kind of mix is that? Like, and he's
I
in
know.
there too. Like,
You're not selling this. You're not selling it
like
for me.
really, bro. It was okay. You should just said Ludacris. Maybe that would have done it.
I mean, Ludacris, definitely, yeah, he's been in some good stuff. He's still in all the Fast and Furious movies. You know, he's in fucking Hustle and Flow. Don't forget that. Great movie.
And don't ever forget that he beat fucking 50.
Oh, and your battle
Battle of
against
the
Peter.
Bands.
That's because he like played some like random song from his mixtapes, like in fucking like '98 or some shit. I don't know. Like I forgot. Like it's like some shit.
Oh,
Like
that was the best, man. Yeah, because he was so upset because he knew he loved the jams. I mean, we knew that. I mean, you can know the songs, right? But you have to know that style.
I love the jams too, but it was just like he was playing like some really deep cut fucking tracks on that battle. Like ones where like people that just generally know 50 from radio play wouldn't have known. He dropped the bag on that. He fumbled it for sure on that one. Yeah.
You gotta be like an artist, and you gotta think. You gotta
Oh,
like
okay.
like a musician or whatever. But you gotta actually, you know.
This guy. Yeah.
Go on.
Ahead. No, I was gonna
I
say
had
this.
a brain fart.
This guy left the fucking good actors for later on that movie. He started off with Ari Gold and Ludacris, and he went to Tom Hardy, Idris Elba, Gerald Butler. Okay, now that sounds like a little bit better. Come on now, like you fucking you put Ludacris and Ari Gold out there.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, I know. He just throws those two out there.
I know.
Oh no, but yeah, you gotta like I learned from the stand-ups and all the shit we watch, bro. Fucking you gotta play or the stuff we listen to, podcasts. You gotta cater to your audience, man. So you gotta fucking know what they listen to. You gotta remember. Oh, that's what I was thinking during that when I was being an artiste.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, I would have loved to do 50 Cent too, but that's who he had chosen at the time. And that was kind of still early, the battles at that time. Because I think the first one, the big one that I did was Drake and Lil Wayne. I did against your brother, right? But the 50 one I would have loved to do. Bro, he didn't even play Many Men, I remember saying that to him after the fact. I was like, you didn't even fucking play Many Men. I'm like, are you crazy? Like,
I know he loves Eminem just to throw in there, like, you know, like just to, he would have helped him out.
I like Ari, but come on. I love Entourage. Don't get me wrong. I love that show when it was coming out. But, you know. So you're Mr. Football now. Did you hear about the new signing today that Kirk Cousins, the quarterback, got signed to the Atlanta Falcons? It's a big that's a big pickup.
Well,
for
they were talking about it prior. They were talking about it.
It's official now. 4 years,
yeah.
4-year contract. I'm
That's
hyped.
a big
I'm hyped. Atlanta needs him. Atlanta is not doing.
He played good, bro. He did what he was supposed to do. The team, you know, I mean,
he's one of the more underrated quarterbacks out there right now. Like honestly, like he's good, and I'm really excited for this. He
kept the team where it was without having to drop out prior.
Yeah, because he was on Minnesota prior to the Vikings prior to this, right? So
yeah.
I'm a Falcons fan though, so like I'm happy about this pickup for them, honestly, because. I think, you know, we'll see what happens, right? But he's got 4 years there, so you know, we'll see if he helps turn things around there. They didn't even have that bad of a year, but with him on the team, it'll help, honestly.
Oh, there wasn't big fucking even with the trade deadline last week. That just passed. It wasn't bad, man. There was no crazy. There was a couple teams that really bulked up.
Yeah,
for hockey wise.
Oh, hockey? Yeah.
Yeah. There's a couple teams, but nobody did anything really. It wasn't too serious.
Yeah.
I don't know about football when they start. this is off season, so they're allowed to trade nonstop, right?
Yeah. The treatment of women even on that show would never get past today's critics. Honestly, just the whoring around that they did would be kind of criticized because there's a lot of Me Too-ish type behavior on that show. Let's say literally stuff like that goes on in Hollywood behind the scenes. Like they commented on that show, really, in that sense, right? It's one of my teams. I'm not like ride or die, just one team personally. I got a few teams I really like, but
I still haven't decided, bro, which team I'm
yeah,
gonna
you
go
got
for
it now,
next
though.
year,
This
bro.
is your year, so like feel it out. Like who are you going for next year, right? I mean, do you have your
I haven't
people yet?
decided.
Do you have your teams? I don't know, right? Like,
I was enjoying watching everything, right? Like,
but that's why I don't have a team. That I just don't have one team either, honestly, because we also don't have a stake in the game because it's not like we have any teams that are Canadian in the NFL, right? Like in that sense. So it's not like you know what I mean. Like it's Buffalo is the closest for most people. Buffalo, there's a lot of people that are Buffalo fans, I think, as a result of that, right? But you know you'll get all kinds of fans here, which is kind of fun.
but it's like as opposed to hockey, where we actually pick a team, where we actually have a team, or another sport. Like I know fans that do that
Right.
tend not to be as diverse of watching different games, different
Well,
teams playing.
Well, that's why it helps in football too, because there's so many great games that really go down in a football season too. That you know what I mean? Like it's not fun to, although to root for one team throughout the whole fucking season, the ups and the downs and the injuries and shit like that. That's kind of fun too, actually, because you're waiting every week just to watch that one team that you root for. So that's kind of fun if you think about it in that sense too. But I've always had,
No, but it gets you angry,
yeah,
especially when they're rebuilding.
That's sports though. What do you want? That's come on now, like that's any sport. Right?
I'm watching my Toronto baseball team still trying to fucking rebuild a team. I'm watching my Montreal Canadiens still trying to. Now I need another sports team that's trying to rebuild.
How about that loss the other night?
I was looking at. Fuck off. That wasn't a bad game at all, bro.
No,
that was tight.
It was a good game. It was tight for sure. Yeah,
that was a very tight game, and I had a conversation with Rob on the phone that following evening or the night. I don't know if it was the same night. I think it was the following evening. But yeah, to be honest with you, you know what? I didn't expect them to go out there and fucking guns blazing. First of all, I didn't expect the first goal, and the first goal had to come from not a rookie, obviously, which somebody to set the tone like Matheson, the defenseman, which kind of threw everything off, right? But at the end of the day, I don't expect them to beat the Leafs because the Leafs are obviously right now a better team.
Yeah,
and they're going to be for the foreseeable. They're going to be for the foreseeable future for the next little while, right?
Yeah,
they're still going to be a contending team. They have been for the last fucking. I mean, I don't remember the last time Montreal's won. There was a streak where Montreal was winning nonstop against the Leafs, and then it completely changed.
Yeah, you're in
like when I used to go watch the games, they used to win.
Yeah, you're in the restructuring kind of period for your team, right? Yeah, yeah. No, I get that.
And it's fun to see the tight games because when they're tight like that, that means their restructuring is working. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You win some, you lose some, or you go into a tie.
Yeah, right? I'm an Eagles fan too. Actually, that's one of my teams. A lot of the Birds, honestly. The Eagles.
A lot of the Birds.
No, it is. No, it is.
Like a bald eagle.
It is me in the Bird gang. It's me. My teams are the Eagles, the Falcons, the Ravens, and KC. Those are my teams. Kind of.
Why wouldn't they have the ball? Why wouldn't they have the bald eagle? Like now, did you hear about this thing in the news?
The bald eagle. What? What are you talking about?
We have a bald eagle's nest in the city.
Oh, really?
It's the first time in recorded history, dude. I know I'm going off topic, but you just said a bird thing.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, no Seahawks.
No, where they're actually Lake Hawks, bald eagles.
No, it's a shit cock.
Riverhawks.
Yeah.
Riverhawks. Yeah, they're big giant. Dude, if you get hit by one of their shits, you better watch out, dude. They got fucking 12-foot wingspans, bro. I mean, their shit, they're carrying an 80, 70-pound body, bro. They're fucking not a joke, bro.
Fucking shithawks.
So, yeah, imagine that, eh? But they said apparently there's one in the city. Oh.
There you go.
There's one in the city, right?
Yeah.
So, what happened is, with the one in the city,
bro, those things can just come down and swoop up like a small child. We got to watch out.
Well, but there's only one. There's only one nest that was spotted with two little birds, and it had leaves on it, so it looks like it was from last year, bro. And they just reposted it, and they
Yeah.
just maybe said something about it this year. But I mean, it's actually they were saying it's actually a good thing.
Yeah, maybe someone saw that fucking noggin. Like, look, it's a bald eagle.
Bro, look, it's the same fucking thing. The same look, the length. See that?
They saw Jay up on a high perch. And they,
Yeah, I'm perched in a fucking tree. But now it's got me looking up at these huge ass nests in the fucking trees. And, you know, you got it because I have a lot around here, and they're huge, right? But I'm pretty sure that these ones over here are for squirrels. Aren't squirrels? Don't they have nests in trees? I have no idea.
yeah, they do.
Okay, I always see them on the ground and running up the tree. I never see them going into a fucking nest, bro. That's why I never know, right? But right now, like I'm looking across the street, I see this big tree with no leaves on it, but there's this big fucking nest in the middle, and I'm thinking,
That's not like a nest, but it's like, you know, I'm sure they have places where they sleep and shit like that,
you know,
right?
I got called Big Bird. Don't worry, bro. I got called Big Bird with this fucking head when I was younger, bro. Okay, that was my Sesame Street.
He said a nerf. Well, you're the one that started talking about the bald eagle.
Not no fucking that's no snuffleupagus. Okay, the fuck.
At least he called you a bald eagle. That's one of the more respected birds in the. You know, no one fucks around with the bald.
Hey, it's good luck. Those are very good things. Means our ecosystem's coming back to normal.
There you go.
See that? Look at that, JT. This Bill Nye, the JT science guy.
There you go.
That was one of my shows when he died. Fuck, man. He gave me all my useless science information.
Bill Nye isn't dead.
Oh, well, I don't watch him anymore. He died in my eyes, bro. He's not doing the science show anymore.
Apparently, he's like a huge asshole. Have you ever heard that about him? Like, people like that have met him and have said like, because I don't know if he does conventions and stuff, but like maybe like some sort of public appearances that he's done.
This fucking
guy. He's more like a snuffleupagus. This fucking guy.
Oh, you
stoned
fucking
all the time.
But why is he such a dick?
Bird. Dave Chappelle had that fucking stand-up.
No, I'm like Oscar the Grouch, bro. I live in a garbage can.
Like fucking Oscar the Grouch. Get a job, Grouch. That's still the best Dave Chappelle stand-up of all time. Killing Them Softly, which he did at the same theater in Baltimore, or was it Baltimore? No, Washington, I think, that he did that. He did the same, his last special that he just put out, he put in the same theater, he said, like later in the special he mentioned, as he did Killing Them Softly, which is my favorite Dave Chappelle special of all time, is that one. Get a job, Grouch. Get it together, Grouch. Bitch, I live in a fucking trash can.
The fuck, man? Like, Oscar couldn't even get a job, the poor guy, man. Like, honestly, he lived in a garbage can. He didn't have an address. At least Sesame Street Big Bird guys, they had an address on the porch they were hanging out at, right? You know, 123 Sesame Street, I think it was.
Oh,
Sesame Way, Sesame Street. No,
man lives around garbage.
Hey, can you tell me how to get? Yeah. Okay, no, I'm just trying to see if it said it in the song, but it doesn't say it in the song. So I don't know where that went.
Have you had any of have you been affected by any of these faulty Tim Horton cups that are falling out from the bottom of it at all?
Fuck, don't even get me started, bro. I complained about that before you even sent me that post, bro. I was fucking bitching about that because these fucking things, they leak, man, right here.
Yeah.
All along the fucking seam. They're cheap. They can't fucking lick it properly, like, like an envelope.
So I've had one that was really bad. Like the coffee didn't end up coming out from the bottom, but every time I put the coffee down, a ring of coffee would start coming out from underneath it. Like, and every time I lift it up,
splits, bro.
Yeah, it's
right in the middle sometimes.
Is it because they're making that of like biodegradable shit now, or like what's the problem?
Well, that's a quick biodegradable, man. If it can fucking biodegrade that quick before you even drink your coffee, that's impressive.
I don't know. I'm asking.
I mean, they should make everything out of that.
Have they figured out what the hell's going on? Like, is this a faulty batch of cups? Like, what's happening?
No, I guarantee you, bro. They just cheap it out. They fucking raise their price on coffee, and I'm gonna be a critic because I've drank enough Tim Hortons that I can fucking say something if I want, because they're not sponsoring me. No. So, but I'm telling you right now, from Tim Hortons, from my perspective, they're making shittier cups because they're saving a buck. Maybe they went with another company this year that made the cups, and they're making shittier cups. They're not putting enough fucking whatever holds it together. If it's glue, if it's a fucking a paste of some sort, like something that's not harmful or whatever. But I feel that that's what's happening, because how can the liquid be leaking out of there, man? If it's supposed to be sealed, bro. I know it's a paper cup, but it's not like you're leaving it for 3 days.
You got to be careful though, man. Like people could like
You ever
bust
see
out
what Tim Hortons turns into if you leave it for 3 days?
the coffee. No.
The cup or whatever, and try and leave it for a week, bro. You go to pour it out, and it comes out like a chunk, bro.
Yeah.
It makes you think about what goes in your stomach, man, when you really think about it.
Yeah, sure.
But no, these cups suck, bro. I don't know if you can have the rings. I know what you're saying. That's like a slow leakage, kind of like the drip,
Yeah.
like an old man. But mine fucking split open like they fucking can't hold their cheeks together, bro. I'm just describing it in a visual way.
What did you think about this? Yeah, so you've been highly affected by this horrible coffee cups. And do you carry your own? Do you still have a stash of older cups that you use, or what? No, you ran out, eh?
Those are gone, man. Those are long gone.
I remember you had like a sleeve of older cups at one point when they started changing them up, the tops and all that shit, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. The lids, but then I got used to this crap anyways, man. Right? It was like, I got no choice.
I've just seen a lot of reports about that shit, like the coffee falling out underneath, like, and they got to be careful. They can get lawsuits, man. We're talking about hot coffee, right? Like, it's
McDonald's lost that lawsuit,
right?
but I don't think they had cautious hot on the fucking cup at the time. Tim Hortons warns you already, so I mean they're covering their ass.
Yeah.
But if you can prove that it split open in a matter of an hour, maybe a half an hour, dude, then yeah, I think it's just laziness when it comes to fucking production.
Yeah.
And
well, I like you said,
quality.
cheaping out. I think cheaping out, cutting corners.
But biodegradable it makes sense, right? It does, but I mean, like I said, dude, that's in 3 days. That's not possible. Like for that quick, you wouldn't see half the garbage you see on the ground if you had something that can biodegrade that quick, paper or whatever, especially cups, right?
Well, I just know that like as they've kind of pivoted to a lot of people using like the paper,
they're innovative
spoons and all this shit and forks. A lot of them are shit, and they don't actually hold their, like they're not good. They don't sustain themselves if you want to use them like in certain situations. Like I remember they give you like one of those like not a plastic spoon at Tim Hortons now, okay? So I got a like a paper
bamboo
spoon or something. Yeah, whatever the fuck it's made out of.
It's bamboo, bro.
So hold on. So I got a chili from there one day, like some time ago. And because it's hot, if you're using the fucking spoon for the chili, at one point I just left the spoon in the chili and I went to fucking scoop some up, and the spoon was like this. It went limp, like a limp dick.
You're better just to take it when it's a soup or the chili and just like sip it like a cup, man. Really, to be honest with you,
the spoon like basically just bent into itself.
I know, man. It becomes soggy. Right? Have you ever taken from a even from the straws, man, in the fast food?
If you leave it
you
in
take
the
them
cup,
out.
Yeah.
You can't even get it out if you leave it in there and it soaks. You can't even pull it upwards, man. It rips all apart.
Yeah. No, it's all bullshit. That stuff.
And now they gotta ask you. The best is when you go to a drive-through or anything. Now they gotta ask you if you want the utilities and whatever and all that crap. They gotta ask you for everything for the law, I guess.
Well, he said that people can use them again because they found all these issues with them, and they found it's like not even like that much better for the environment, like barely now or something. I remember hearing that they've lifted.
Well, they made a law about.
No, they lifted it now, though. Yeah. But you're right. It's not like they're gonna readily make it available to you. You have to request it, I think, or something like that. Yeah, you're right.
Now, if I start paying extra for recycled, like Kleenex, like whatever, your napkins and bags and fucking crap like that, I'm not going fast food anymore. Actually, it's pretty convenient when you're at the drive-thru. You just throw it in the car wherever. It doesn't make a difference, like I do, guys. But yeah, so it's a little different in that terms, right? But I just thought it was weird because there was this one chick and she's at the McDonald's and she remembered me because she's always been working there at night, so I would go once in a while. So I went back. I said, you know what? I haven't had nuggets in a little while. I'm gonna go try some nuggets, man. go get some nuggets, right? Sure enough, I go there. She goes, "Hey, darling, remember me? Blah blah blah. Hey, how you been? Where you been?" I said, "Fuck, I can't eat this shit every day, man. I'm gonna be dead." Right?
She's like,
She's
my number one
she's like,
customer.
"Oh, you want all the utilities?" And I said, "Yeah, bro, giving me fucking my paycheck for one when has to work at fucking night, right? Like overnights, man. That's got to be the worst at that one at 401 and West that I go to. It's got to be the
Sure.
worst one, man. Oh, it's got to be. I mean, there's probably plenty more out there. I don't know why. Now I'm thinking about McDonald's, bro. You might fucking. I should go through a fucking drive-through. Too bad I didn't have a thing to mount this phone right now. I'd be going through the drive-through taking the order. Hey guys,
Yeah, I was about to say you should just for the
no.
final bit of the show, you should just roll through a drive-through and get food while you're on the show.
Well, I mean, I'd have to hold my phone, and I can't do that, right? Because I don't have anywhere to put it. Right now, it's sitting on my literally. It's
Why
sitting
do
on
you
my
have to use
steering
your
wheel, bro.
phone?
It's perfect angle.
Why do you have to use your phone to order the food?
No. So I can drive with it. Like I can't drive with it. There's nowhere else
Oh,
to put it where
you
you
don't
can
even have
see
a
me
phone
at the same
holder
time.
anymore?
No, I don't need a phone holder. I got it, the
What
screen and all that shit. Everything's
are you
push button in this fucking
what are
car.
you doing out there, man? This guy recording from the fucking car, man.
Well, this is a better angle, anyways. I don't want to be looking up. I'd rather be looking like this in my lap, bro. Not even in my lap.
What do you
You're
think?
actually at a good angle.
Any comments on this whole Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight they've announced? Big cash grab, eh? Like bullshit.
Come on, really?
I know. Come on.
Is that for real?
Have you heard about this? That's for real.
Is that for real?
They've announced it.
No.
I swear to God.
Come on.
Mike Tyson's 57. He's 27, and they're gonna fucking fight apparently in a couple of months. They've announced it.
Bro, if he's the one that fucking ends up knocking out Mike Tyson like that,
So there's two.
as an old man, like,
There's a couple of things that came to mind when I heard about this. One, if he actually were to try to go for this, and that is the case, that's gonna. I don't want to see Jake Paul knock out Mike Tyson. Okay, first of all. Second of all, no. Listen, when he showed up for
that'll ruin my childhood, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Fuck.
Roy Wood Jr. when he fought him a couple years ago, though, like he was looking pretty good in that fight Mike Tyson when he fought him a few years ago, right? But again, that was like, it was like a decision fight, and I think, I don't think he's gonna go for a knockout. And now apparently they said today that there might be stipulations to the fight that maybe they didn't reveal when they announced the fight, that they have to use smaller gloves or something. So now people are calling bullshit on the whole fucking thing, because like honestly, like this is just a major fucking cash grab and promo for these guys. Like, let's be honest. Like, I don't think, but like Jake Paul's been getting criticized lately because he's like knocking out like fucking like, people that are not good. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's fighting like guys that are like retired boxers and shit like that. And so like the fact that he's fighting Mike fucking Tyson now, I don't know, man. And listen, I don't hate on the guy. I don't really like his brother all too much. I don't hate him necessarily. I'll probably watch the fight, but I'm not like gonna pay for that shit. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. This is kind of like, I think some people are like, this is making a mockery of this guy's legacy at this point, right? Like,
well, I mean, you can also have one that like happened just the last UFC there, 299, where the fucking you get like Poirier come back to fight these young guys, right? Like that French guy that he was fighting there.
Yeah.
That guy was a machine. That guy didn't even have a smirk on his face. He looked like, I thought he was a machine.
Who are you talking about in the final fight?
No, the one before that, the one with Poirier.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say he's not French.
Like
yeah,
36 and 28
I know what
or whatever
about.
the age difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the other guy was gonna kick ass too.
Mhm.
Like the way he came in with that fucking look, it was just like, and the other guy was an older guy, and I thought, fuck. But that was a good fight. That one was surprising. And to see him finally get him like to the ground, and and they told him not to do the guillotine anymore, and he fucking still did it.
I don't fucking remember. I watched. I was drunk though at that time.
Did you? So you did.
I'll be honest.
What about the final fight?
I remember a bit of that fight too. Yeah, I mean, like it was good.
6'9".
The knees to the fucking face that he busted out at the end there. Takeshi 60. Yeah, no, I remember. I watched the fight. I was there. I watched all the fights. I like I said, by certain fucking details are a little blurry.
I know that kid apparently is like some sort of like
Who, Sean
uh
O'Malley?
yeah, is some sort of like you know, he wears his fucking hair like it looks like clown hair, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like he's got that style, he's got the Lamborghini, and he's just like a right. But he was a crazy fight. He was
Yeah.
fast, man.
Well, the other guy's what, Ecuadorian or something that he fought? Yeah, that was
Cheetah.
bro, that guy didn't get knocked down though, man. Like that's what I mean. That guy still hasn't apparently
Took
been
a
knocked
beating.
out. Like he did fucking take a beating. Like
His
yeah,
face
like,
was all mangled.
oh
Now,
yeah. It was
okay.
brutal.
Now, what about that other one with the Venom guy with the doing this? The guy from the British UFC thing.
I don't know actually who's a favorite style for the Paul. I to be honest, I don't know. I mean, I guess you would have to say fucking Jake Paul just because most people would say him the fact that he's 30 years fucking younger than, but it's still fucking Mike
Tyson
Tyson.
hasn't had a fight either.
But no, he fought Roy Jones Jr. a few years ago, and he looked fucking good during that fight. Actually, do you not remember? He looked fucking
Yeah, but
good.
I mean, there's still a bunch of old men fighting, bro. That's what they were.
Don't age isn't it? But again, I don't think these guys are going to be looking for a knockout. And then to your point, if they are looking for a knockout and fucking, I don't want to see him possibly knock him out. Like I'm not
Bro,
saying
if Jake Paul connected the right way with a Tyson, like at his
sure.
age, because Tyson's got to be over 50, right?
It's still fucking Mike Tyson though. Like I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't care. At that age, you're gonna do some real
sure.
damage, bro.
But I think that's what people's concern is. But I honestly don't think they're going to be going for it like that. I guarantee you this is going to be a decision fight. And they're just gonna fucking go out there and throw some punches. Like that's I don't see this becoming a real
more body shots than anything. But I don't even know. Like
and Tyson's also not like his vicious self either anymore. Like he's not gonna go in there and try to knock him out. Even when he fought Roy Woods Jr., it was a very disciplined,
civilized fight.
Yeah, it was very different.
No, the one I liked was the one that was this weekend too with the two black guys there, the Venom guy and that other guy. The one that was doing this thing with his arms. Do you remember seeing that? He was always had his arms by his side and then just quick jabs.
No.
I am the only one who watched the fight. You guys are like, well, we're watching UFC. I was like, all right, I put it on.
So we were also talking. I'm drinking beers and stuff like that. I watched it, but like I said, I don't remember all the fucking details of everything. We're chatting.
And then they go every 2 seconds. They go to Trump.
That's what's happened. Yeah, he was a big celebrity at the fight for sure. He came into fucking, it was the hardest intro of all time. He came into fucking Tupac's Pain or whatever. Like when he came
he was trying to be like a Vince McMahon.
Oh, it was a sick entrance though when he came in.
You know what's funny is that what's his name was doing the talking the other night, and then instead of Thing going to do some talking or whatever, he just says, fuck it, I'll go hang out at a UFC fight, whatever.
Joe Rogan?
No, Trump and you know,
because
they're having the talks back and forth about fuck
it. White and him are boys. Like he always rolls out the red carpet for Trump at those fights. Like he's a big draw at those fights now for folks because like Dana White, he's always like on that and their shit and the Nelk Boys stuff. Like he's always like they bring him out. Like I said, like as you saw, they literally like he had a bigger entrance than any of the fighters.
I didn't see that. I didn't see that early in the fight. And then I watched that Polish girl get introduced into the Hall of Fame or whatever.
Oh yeah,
the Polish fighter. Yeah, and I was watching her get her ass kicked at some time on some of the fights. They were showing like replays of her.
Right.
And she looked like if you woke up next to fucking the Hunchback of Notre Dame. What's her fight? Like the face after the fight, bro. Like I mean, they were swollen. Like I wouldn't want to fight these girls. Oh, I'd be scared shitless. I'd run. I would run.
Didn't you ever see those? Catch me. Didn't you ever see those like pictures back in the day when Ronda Rousey, before she left for wrestling, before she joined the WWE, how bad she got fucking knocked out before she left the MMA? It was crazy. You ever see those photos?
I know that other one had this fucking huge hematoma right here, bro. And they were still fighting.
That was her face, like on her like eye. One of them, she fucking got knocked the fuck out a couple of times, really badly towards like her end of her run, and that's when she went and joined wrestling. Right, like a lot of these guys.
These women fighters are more vicious, I think, than the fucking men, bro. They just fucking got all this power in the world. They just throw it around.
I wouldn't know. I don't know about that. There's some
vicious. I guess pound for pound.
There's some vicious ones for sure, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's but
you don't see guys' faces get busted up that bad. I mean, the one I seen what's his face that French guy, this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
That Poirier hit him at the bottom, and he knocked him out with an uppercut. And then when he fell on the floor, he came fucking like flying fist right at him. The ref didn't get there in time because he was already knocked out.
Poirier
And the
wasn't
jaw
even
just went.
Poirier, because he had a couple of big losses prior to this, he wasn't even the favorite. And it's funny because when he came out, because, you know, I knew him since before, I was like, oh, he's going to win this fight. And he did. He fucking made quick work of that.
But I remember him fighting before. Like, that's why that was one name that I remember.
But he's one of those guys that had a couple of big losses. Like, sometimes when you have a couple of big losses in UFC, like, people think that you can't fucking do it no more or something like that. I don't know. Even though you're.
And this guy was like French military, this other guy. And I was like scared of him.
The other guy was the favorite, like, in that fight. Like, that's what was crazy about it. Yeah, he came out and he fucking made quick work of that guy. Yeah, he really did. Yeah,
and because they had to, you know, he kept him from getting on the ground. They're sneaky, man. Like sometimes some of the way these guys get out of these fucking, you know.
Yeah,
but bro, he took a nice two hooks to the jaw, and that's it. It was done, bro.
These fucking Frenchmen, eh? Sneaky.
Sneaky, man, bro. But honestly, that poor French guy got knocked the fuck out, dude.
Yeah,
like,
he did.
He got the uppercut here, and then he got the landing. Boom, and then you see the jaw actually move in slow mo.
It's one of those times too, where it's like when he was on the ground too, it's just like, okay, just call this fight. What are you doing? Like, you know, sometimes
but he did like a flying fucking
but they have
fist.
to be sure. Like I know they say that they have to be sure, but sometimes it's just like they're literally just pounding on their fucking head. You're just like, okay, man, this guy's dead.
Okay, this guy's not blocking anymore or something.
As soon as he's like this, like, all right, just wait, man, you're done. Like get out of here.
When he hit him with the uppercut, his legs gave out. So that should have gave you, you know, I mean, okay, your legs can give out and you could still be not knocked out. Mm-hmm. I get it. They can feel like you can get that jelly leg and fall.
Well, that's, you know, they're like, they go into like a state of shock or something because like afterwards they're always up and fucking talking and stuff like that, but they got rattled, like their fucking whole.
Oh yeah, because he's touching his face after. He's going, "Oh, it's okay, man, don't worry." And then I'm going, "How the fuck you touching this guy's jaw? It's broken, man. It's literally popped right off. This guy's gonna be wired shut."
Plus, like, that's why it's interesting to see their pictures after the fight, because like the whole face swells right the fuck up. The people that end up losing half the time, because you see them after the fight, they're all red and they got the adrenaline going still, and it's like starting to get puffy. But like you see them like that, like later that night or the day after, and they show the photos of these fucking guys. Their faces are just like crazy, like black and blue and bruised up, right? So at least for a few days, right? But that's the price that these guys pay. They're getting, you know. They love this shit, these guys, right? So it's, you know, it's, I don't, you gotta love that shit to be out there and do that, man. No one's gonna go out there and get their ass beat for no fucking reason, right? Unless it's something they're really into, right?
You know what? I would love to see what Rob's saying, but you know, I would love to see the Tyson knocks the fuck out of Jake Paul just to shut the kid up, right? But I don't know how. I mean, he could be quick, yeah. He could be avoiding, but yeah, I still think Tyson's going to take a lot more than he's expecting if that was for a fight.
I just don't think either of them are going to push it to that point, but you never know. I would love to see it.
Could be just a celebrity fight for a fucking fun, like a marijuana fight.
I'll tell you this much. I guarantee a lot of people are hoping that Tyson does knock him out just so he can fucking put this guy in his place, that he should stop fighting these fucking guys. No, I'm being serious. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that are like criticizing him right now. What's his name? That other fighter, Bisping or whatever, Michael Bisping or whatever. That he just like made there was some post of his that went viral that basically was like, you should be ashamed of yourself fighting these Mike Tyson. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, people are just like I don't think anybody's ashamed of that. Tyson obviously is doing this at his age. It is a payday for the guy, right? But I think for everybody else is really like,
I think Tyson needs the money more.
Well, they're just like, if Jake wants to make a serious name for himself, people are like judging him hard right now, like that for picking a fight with Mike Tyson, right?
Well, it's not even that. There's no real heavyweights out there, bro, for fucking just straight up boxing anymore, man. Like there was in Tyson days.
But he ends up these wins that he's been getting lately. He's been pulling like people out of retirement or semi-retirement that he's been fighting that are used to being maybe big names and stuff like that, as he's trying to like make his come up, but he's not making it on the bones of like, these are other fucking people in my arena that are like coming up. You know what I mean? Listen, he's got wins under his belt, right? But like, I think that's what he's being criticized, is that people are judging the fact that like they don't feel like he's been pushed to like that where he should be at this point in his career if he wants to make something real out of this boxing, right?
No, real boxers. That's
No.
what I mean. Real boxers are serious, dude.
No, was that him? Wasn't that his brother?
Logan?
Yeah. Or am I
I don't
getting
know.
that wrong?
I don't know. I don't know.
No. He did lose to Tommy Fury earlier in his career. You're right. No, that wasn't Logan. I think you're right. You're right.
So,
No, I was thinking
I
of Tommy
mean,
Fury because he just fought somebody in the Saudi Arabia or whatever not too long ago. Yeah. No, you're right.
so, I mean, as much as I say I don't like it.
No, I don't hate the guy. That's the thing. I really don't hate him. I just think it's I understand where all the criticism is coming from. I do. I get why people are going to be,
It's not so much the notoriety either that I think that they need. I think there's just not that many U.S. heavyweights. I don't know if you have to look around more,
like
and
draws.
find just straight boxers.
Yeah.
It's hard, man. Like these guys are either kickboxers or MMA, so sort of that's the big fucking thing now, and that's the hard. I mean, boxing has lost its like sort of. I feel its touch in a way. Over the years, right? Since the whole Tyson and what's his name scandals and all that shit, right?
Yeah, well, he tried to fight Sean Strickland, but that's not happening. Like he did reach, which I think he would have got his ass fucking beat if he fought Sean Strickland, even though he just fucking lost. But yeah, no, it's hard to say, man. Like it's. So
I mean,
and
real
Logan,
boxers are hard to find.
And Logan, like, he's gotten older, and I feel like he was just like, I'm done with this. And he was smart, and he went to fucking become a pro wrestler now. Like, that's smart. Like, and I don't even like Logan. No, but I'm just saying, like, that's
the one that's in there, right? Jake Paul's the boxer, and Logan's the fighter.
But he also kind of had a go of it too, right? But now he's just, he's getting older, so he chased the check, right? He's like, I'm just fucking go become a wrestler.
Okay, I'm gonna become a fucking actor. That's what he said instead of a real fighter.
These are YouTubers, you know what I mean? These are guys that were Disney Channel kids. Like these are like, no, it's true. It is.
I know. That's funny when you say it though, like that. It's you forget about that.
Yeah, they've had some success in these arenas for sure, but I think. Yeah, he does. He really does. Yeah. He goes.
I don't even look at that anymore. I've never checked out Twitter like that anymore.
But yeah, we're coming in on 2 hours here, so let's hit some promos before we say goodbye, because I'm sure we're gonna have a few more minutes to talk here. But let me hit the promos here before we sign off here. Let me pull those up. But bro, 2 hours fucking flew by. This is a great conversation here tonight. It literally flew by.
Yeah, usually our conversations are scripted.
Well, no, nowadays
TV shows, right?
Yeah, but we kind of really bounced around tonight. But nowadays too, like I do try to put down. I've gotten back to like the basics. I actually started to write down like several different topics of things. I don't know if you noticed as I was bringing things up, because I
noticed. There's just the same things. I just had different orders in my head, right?
Sure. But yeah, that's why I think the way that we've been spacing it out has kind of been beneficial in that sense too, is that there is a lot more that we kind of can talk about now in that sense as well, when we kind of come to the table with it, right? Sometimes
we do a lot more recording of watching the Thrones, like you're gonna, right? Which is more scripted, I guess, in a sense. Like, I mean, we still have free flowing conversations, but the whole general topic is pretty much scripted already, because it is a television show. It's not like this where we can just have fun, a fun time, right?
These shows, I just like to have like a pathway that I can follow at least. Like these are things I want to sort of, and then sometimes that goes off the rails and I just throw that out the window. But sometimes there's just like, there's maybe several things I want to bring up at least and chat with you for a few minutes about it. I did it. Sal, and this is going to be shocking to some people too, I'm sure, like are huge fans of this film franchise. Yeah, I haven't even seen Dune 1.
Gallery.
I haven't even seen Dune 1. I'm actually going to probably catch Dune 2 in theaters. I'm going to try to go in the next week, and I'm going to watch Dune 1 on TV. Yeah, I've heard. Look, Julie, I haven't heard from her all night. She's
That's what I said. Talk about the Peanut Gallery.
She's disappointed because this isn't a Lewis show. I remember how hyped she was last time she was on with you.
She messaged me. She doesn't message me. She messaged me going, "Who cares on the show?"
Yeah, That's why she's tuning in. That's why she's tuning in 2 hours into this shit. Like, apparently, I'm old news. She loves the Lewis. Yeah. I know.
She double booked herself again. That's what happened.
Both of us are great. Even though I know you're talking about Dune. Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, okay. So here's the promos before we chat for a few more minutes. For anybody who missed the show here tonight live, thank you for everybody that came through in the chat. Just as a reminder, if you do want to catch us in the chat, you kind of want to get this chat experience. I know you do. I was actually shouting you out earlier in the show about how much I loved you for helping me out the other day when we were trying to buy those tickets. Yeah, I know. I just know how you feel about the Lewis episodes. He'll be back on in 2 weeks, everybody. Don't worry. Here's Lewis. Hold on. You want me to put that on for you? Here we go.
Just to feel at home. Go ahead. Make him feel at home.
Hey guys, it's me. What's going on? It's Lewis. Luisito, everybody.
Can you do that? I think.
I can't.
No, I can't. Let's just close one eye, man. I can't do that. Some people can do that. I can't do that. Oh.
Yeah, no. What was I gonna say? So here's the promo.
That's your brain fart time.
So for anybody who likes to take place in oh my god, look at this guy. Everyone who likes to take part in these live chats, you guys got to tune in when these episodes do go live. We are doing them bi-weekly now, so it's not every week anymore live. It's bi-weekly, so you got to tune in for these live episodes to take part in the chat, to have the fun experience of the chat. You gotta follow us on Instagram at Late Night Chat Network, because it can be any time during the week nowadays. So you got to make sure you like and subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of when these shows do go live, and follow us on Instagram. Honestly, yeah, yeah, there you go, yeah. But yeah, that's why you guys got to come through for this like chat experience for these live episodes. It's always a fun time. But if you missed out on the show here tonight, guys, you're coming in a little late. Definitely tomorrow.
Great,
yeah, tomorrow you're gonna get the first part of this episode, the first hour or whatever of this episode, and then next week on Monday you're gonna get the second part. So that's kind of how it goes nowadays. You tune in for the live. If you miss out, you got to watch it in 2 parts across two weeks until the next live show, right? So Monday, March 18th at 8 p.m. That's going to be the second part of tonight's episode, and tomorrow the first part will air at 8 p.m. and those will also air live again for you guys when you check that out. This Thursday, March 14th, as always, Thursdays at 8 p.m., we got a new episode of Watching the Throne. This is me and JT talking about Season 7, Episode 7 of Game of Thrones, the final episode of that second to last season. And then next Thursday, March 21st, a new episode of Watching the Throne will air live again at 8 p.m. This is with me, JT, and Christina, a returning guest. Christina, our super fan guest that comes on the show, who will actually be joining us for every episode in the entire final season of Game of Thrones. So she's going to be on for next Thursday. We have an episode with her for the first episode of season 8. The first of 6 episodes, she'll be joining us to close out the season. That'll be really good. That would be fun, but we did not talk about this up till this point. But maybe, we'll see. Maybe. I'll be around. My birthday's the day before, so I'll probably already be in the middle of a drunk cast.
You'll probably already be drunk.
Yeah, I'll probably still be drunk.
You'll be in the middle of a drunk task, not a drunk cast.
I'll be involved in some drunk tasks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's his birthday weekend.
Yeah, hit us up in the chat, maybe in the group chat. And then next Late Night Collectors Community, we got Monday, March 11th at 7 p.m. That was today. Earlier at 7 p.m., you could have caught me and Chris on a new episode of Comic Shop Talk. Yeah, well, I'll be around. Comic Shop Talk. On my birthday, my actual birthday, I won't be. I'll be busy, but maybe on Sunday. I don't think we have St. Pat's Day planned. So yeah, maybe we'll have to figure something out. Monday, March 11th, that was today. Yeah, earlier Comic Shop Talk with me and Chris. Go back and check that out weekly at Late Night Collectors Community. And this Wednesday, March 13th at 7 p.m., a brand new episode of Cracking Packs with the Chat. It's going to air live at 7 p.m. That's Rob, our very own Rob, recorded himself opening a box of the new hockey hobby box of the Upper Deck Series 2. and he's going to be chasing those Connor Bedard rookie cards, guys. So definitely make sure to check that out. We got Rob recording himself opening a box of that, so that'll be really exciting. Definitely check that out if you're into cards. So that's this
pulling cards.
7 p.m. If you're into pulling it, definitely check that out. But that's it, man. And then Lewis is on in 2 weeks. But yeah, I'm down with the celebration. It's a celebration.
Hey, on behalf of Lewis himself, thank you, for filling in for him for today, because
no problem.
Yeah,
I offered.
Yeah,
It was fine. It was fine for me, and I know you guys couldn't work it out on what you guys originally planned over the weekend. So happy to be here.
It was a surprise, man. It was going to be a fucking interesting one because we'd never done a live on a Friday. It would have been. Well, I mean, we've done lives and stuff on Fridays.
For the get-togethers, like when we all get together for the big episodes once a year. Yeah, we've done those together on a Friday live.
And maybe drunk cast or whatever.
Drunk cast, like that. But special episodes. We've never really done a regular episode on a Friday. Yeah, that would have been a first as far as I
different. Yeah, I thought it would have been different. I don't know what it would have been like, if it would have been any sort of interaction.
We actually had a great turnout tonight, actually. I'm really happy about
Everybody keeps going. The later it gets on, usually is when people check in. I'm going, what's going on over here, man? Like this is why they keep thinking late night chat, and they gotta.
Well, we'll be back tomorrow
at a certain time. So that's the way to do it, guys.
But if you missed the episode,
we'll be back tomorrow.
You missed the episode. We'll be back on tomorrow. I pre-recorded the first half of this episode. We'll be back tomorrow, and then you can catch us next week again. But for these live chats, you got to get in on the ground floor here for these dates that we announce, right? That's the incentive nowadays, right? So there you go.
Yeah, and you get to see what we talked about at the beginning. So check it out.
Once again, shout out to Akira Toriyama, R.I.P. So I got to do the Dragon Ball song as the outro here tonight. I have to. Hopefully that gets through, doesn't get flagged. Oh. Yeah. Hey, so Julie, we're talking about getting together.
Get flagged.
We're talking about we're talking about getting together with Sal to grab a bite to eat or something one day. You should join us if you can. No.
For a second, for like a minute, no?
Go watch the repeat of this episode tomorrow. That's next week to hear the dates, or this tomorrow. Yeah, I know he always likes it so much. Oh, there we go. Where is the
man? Look, these guys. I know. I've been hearing that the South saying that, and Julie, look at these guys are all down now. I guess we got to get. Everybody's got to get this. Sal was saying that too.
Yeah, let's get together.
He said he hadn't seen you in a while, Julie. Well, obviously not Sal, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, let's do it.
Mr. Soprano over there.
Yeah, let's do it for sure. We'll have to figure that out.
We'll have to figure something out. I'll drink another non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah, that was crazy.
From a can, so I'm cool like you guys.
Jay drank a non-alcoholic beer.
Remember that day?
Yeah, it was hilarious. Yeah.
I had to blend in, man. There was like a crowd. Everybody's drinking. I didn't want to feel like the old guy, so I had to grab a non-alcoholic can. It looked cool.
And you ate that day. What a crazy day.
And I fucking hated it.
That was fun.
I fucking got it. And I ate that day. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had the Sprite, yeah. That was too funny.
All right, we should wrap it up. Now I don't want to because everyone's active in the chat, but we got to. We're 2+. I don't go 3 hours.
No, it's kind of and this is Nico didn't want to do the live because of the chat and stuff. You know, he's like,
No, I'm okay today. I didn't. No, you mean in general? You thought I don't like doing the live shows anymore? No. No, I know. I'm sorry. Gotta go. No, I don't go 3 hours like Julie here last week.
Dude, hey, you know what? I'll be honest with you. And if I said, okay, Nico's going to leave, I got nowhere to go, and I'll stay on here, and I bet you everybody leaves the chat.
Oh, there you go. Hey, if you want to stay on and chat with people, then you can, or somebody else can join in. I don't care. I know. It's true. I'm not going to be back on. That is how it works. You know, you guys got Lewis in 2 weeks. When do you got I'm literally on next June 3rd. No, I'm out.
We won't see Nico till the summer.
No, I know the time gets away from you, but I'm
only if Nico stays. Fuck you too, Julie.
I'm out.
She's
No, I know she wants to jump
Julie
on the
just could
chat.
jump on right now. She knows how.
Yeah, I mean that's how it goes. That's why you guys gotta make
I
sure
know
to
she
tune
knows
in.
how.
You gotta tune in for the live shows when we do them.
Oh,
That's
she
just
left the
how it
chat. I
works.
think she would jump in much.
That's just how it
So you
works
see our
out with
screen?
all the hosts, because we do it bi-weekly now. That's kind of the that we moving forward. We
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
moving forward, we wanted to make it easier for everybody and still involved, right? So unfortunately, that's you got to watch us on Watching the Throne. We're out every week on that one.
Yeah, but you can't talk to us. Only after the show. You can send us stats. Hey, and anybody who likes to send us stats, keep them coming.
Yeah.
We're always down to having a good discussion offline. And hi to all our fans out there.
Yeah, bicycle. That was always the best one for that. Fucking bike. All right, fuck
Oh
it.
my god.
Yeah. Oh, now you're gonna think I'm hating on you. I'm not. I just had plans to go finish watching some shit after this, so I'm gonna jump off before I get pulled into the therapy session. Everybody. All right. So for everybody out there, R.I.P. Akira Toriyama once again, the creator of Dragon Ball. Rest in peace. We gotta go out to this one, Jay. You ready for this?
I have no choice, I guess. You have the controls.
Get ready to sing, bro. It's Chala, hey Chala. Ready? Ready? What? Chala, hey Chala.
Messages. Maria Mazeral, are you still with